All right, fellas, what's up? We're in the building. Let me just drop this. I'm getting set up.
What are you talking about? Huh?
What you make of his comments, the Mexican thing? I didn't really understand it.
Yeah, like, well, I'm a flat-footed Mexican fighter. Look, if you're calling me a Mexican fighter, I find that as a compliment, you know?
All right, salute, fellas. We're in the building. I'm trying to get this shit set up. I want to play a clip for y'all. We're just going to get to it. But thank you for everybody here. Salute to the real ones. You know, we keep it lit, keep it real. We got Mexican Rambo. Salute. Frank Bay, Sergeant with the CCD, with the Yo. Mexican Rambo. Salute. Earl Stevens. Salute. Yeah, man. You know what, man? I had to drop this, man, because I was on a show earlier, and I don't know if you guys caught it. Abel Sanchez was on the mic. I'm trying to get that clip up. Let me know if you guys can hear it, because I can hear it on my end. But I wanna play this shit. I clipped it. Hear what this man had to say, and this dude, I don't know, man. He cool, but I don't know. You got tell me what y'all think. Can y'all hear it? Can y'all hear the clip? Somebody let me know, please. Can y'all hear the clip? I need somebody to let me know. Can you hear Abel? Fuck. All right. Anyway, Abel Sanchez was saying, damn, sorry about that, guys. Well, anyway, Abel Sanchez was saying what I had said, that David, you know, he's a boxing insider, and he has said that David hadn't proven himself yet. And I had said that before. Like, we want the fight, you know what I'm saying? And here's the thing, man. If you look at the thumbnail, man, you know, I'm asking y'all, what's the double standard, bro? Because we get all these clips, I'm on these channels, I'm on these shows, I'm in these Twitter streets, YouTube, and it's you know who it is. It's the Cuts and the Crips that get in and they bash Canelo mercilessly, you know what I mean? Without remorse or repent, you know? And Abel has said it. He said what we have been saying. He's like, look, we want the Canelo fight, okay? Because, like, all these motherfuckers, everybody makes clicks and views off Canelo Alvarez, you know? And I never used to be a Canelo Alvarez fan, to be honest, you know what I mean? I mean, I was a fan, but then, you know, he fought Triple G and he opened my eyes, you know? It was like a boxing revelation, you know, that he's the real deal. You know, he proved everybody with that one fight that he was carrying the flag for boxing, you know, and Mexican boxing at that, you know. And here's the thing, man, he took over from the Floyd era, right? He came after the Floyd era. So anyway, guys, like, subscribe. Anybody's welcome to hop on. I dropped the link. You know, I want to do the last time we were on for a while to the wee hours of the morning, you know. I'm gonna try to keep it, you know, maybe an hour and a half, depending on who jumps on, you know. But yeah, man, get the likes, subscribes up. But look, man, boxing fans are speaking, you know, and this is what I want to know. Why is there such a double standard? I mean, I know why, but it's like we get on these shows, we get on these panels, and we're underrepresented, you know. And they jump down my throat, you know, because I'm defending Canelo Alvarez, and I don't even feel I'm defending him. I'm speaking facts, you know what I mean? Maybe I could play it from my phone, you know. Let me know if you guys can hear the clip, please. I want to get this in. It's very important.
I know Mexican right now. Then Canelo said, I don't want to fight Mexicans earlier. What do you think of that statement from a fighter like Canelo Alvarez?
I think they said that just because they're not on his radar right now. I think that one, say David Benavidez has been asking and calling him out for so long that I think Canelo just waiting him out. I mean, there's no reason for Canelo to fight him. I think that David has to earn it. I don't think he's earned it yet. I think the one fight that he had, a great fight in his last one against Andre, doesn't merit a fight yet. If he was to fight one more, let's just say that he looks like that, then I would say yes. But I think at this point, Canelo is the one that really is, he's the one that's calling the shots, nobody else. And as far as Munguia, who just beat Ryder, I don't think he's ready either.
Well, any fellas, you heard that. Hopefully you guys heard that. He's the one calling the shots. If somebody could, the later in the clip, you know, I don't want to be rude. I'm trying to find the clip while I'm talking to y'all. But he goes on to say it's just jealousy. And you can hear it, man. Rewatch that. I go in on these clips, and these motherfuckers are so jealous, bro. It's just jealousy. It's like the hate in their heart because a cinnamon bun Mexican is the face of boxing. You know, they lost Fraud Mayweather, and he goes on to talk about, you know, Floyd Mayweather did it. We had said that. I had been saying that. I'm like, you know, you get these Crips and these cucks, and they're just bashing Canelo Alvarez. It's like these guys idolized Fraud Mayweather. I mean, let that sink in. They idolize, they worship him. He's TBE. You know, I'm gonna break this shit down. I'll play you clips. I'll get the shit. You know, there was some brothers earlier, and he's ducking Benavidez, you know. But let me get to y'all. Earl Stevens, salute to a real one. TBS, no doubt. Everybody's welcome. They don't want black on black crime. They want brown on brown crime. Yeah, man, we know it. See, that's the thing, bro. This is what I'm here for. I'm here for y'all. I'm here for myself because I love boxing, and we need to. You know, I'm trying to push this shit out, man. If we don't do it, then we'll just get drowned out, you know. Hey, hop on the like, subscribe, comment, share. Tim Bradley thinks deserves money he doesn't generate. Bro, I spit that shit and they hate me for it. Okay, Earl, thank you. They're jealous because the Mexican fighter's on top. No, dude. I don't know. It seems like it got worse because it's like they weren't even really in the sport when Chavez and Oscar. I mean, basically Canelo's my era, you know. Chavez wasn't really my era. That was my uncle's and my dad's era, you know. And then Oscar was kind of like, I guess I was a casual. I mean, I'm a kid, so I just knew Oscar de la Hoya. But Canelo Alvarez, for all of us, for most of us, you know, depending on, you know, where you're at in life, is our era, you know. So basically, we grew up, you know, as Latino fight fans, Mexican fight fans, we grew up in the Floyd Mayweather era, right? And they shoved that shit down our throat, right? And they love to say, oh, he beat all your Mexicans. Salute, Boxing Kangaroo, a real one. I know how you feel, Carl, and I respect it. So, you know, but, you know, I was just going off of what Abel was saying, man. He spit some real shit, you know, and y'all really need to listen to that interview because, you know, he said they're jealous. They're jealous of Canelo Alvarez. He calls the shots. Now I understand. I mean, how do you guys feel? How does, you know, Mexican Rambo, Earl Stevens, have we ever said that Canelo doesn't want that fight? Yeah, you're more than welcome. I'm not a hater, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can jump in. I hate on nobody, bro. Everybody has a voice here, you know. That's what I do. Everybody's welcome to jump on, speak their mind. I mean, this is what we do here, you know. It's just I'm noticing the double standard. If you look at the thumbnail, you know, you have the fans are speaking. Canelo Alvarez. Let's can y'all see the? Yeah, I don't. You know what I mean? We beef, but it's all fun, right? Like this is what we do. This is what keeps it evolving and moving. You know, everybody's trying to win. You know. That's the sport of boxing. If you can't take the heat, you know, get out the kitchen, you know. Franklin Loomis, salute. Hey, again, guys, hop on, jump, like, subscribe. You know, I'm not somebody that likes to talk to, you know, I don't like to sound of my own voice, but you know, I'm very passionate about this. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. You know, I don't know, Zach, if you're an African American, but don't get offended. We're just speaking our mind, you know. They bash us mercilessly. I can play the tape. I got footage. They're bashing Canelo because, like what Abel said, is jealousy. They want to see on top, even if it means they don't. Yeah, they don't fight each other. You guys know. We know, man. That's what we're saying. We don't. For me, I'm gonna speak for me. I'm not gonna say we. I don't speak for all Mexican people, but it seems like all these cucks and Crips, they want to speak for Mexicans. Oh, Mexican fans are getting sick of Canelo. I'm like, well, where are they at? Because if they were David fans, they sure didn't support him. Canelo's fans, they support him because he's carrying the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? Like, if you're African American, yeah, support your boxer. I get that. But it's like, you got guys like Tim Bradley, African American, bashing us. He's bashing Canelo Crawford a pass. That's what we're not understanding. All good, man. Take your time, bro. I just appreciate you guys jumping in and listening to me rant, you know. And this is, you know, I do it for y'all, man. Believe it or not. So let's look at this guy. It's on Twitter, Twitter free. Why y'all not pressing your new pound for pound king like y'all was doing to Canelo to fight David? And then, you know, you see boxing article says Crawford dismisses Ennis. Yeah, you know, and that's what, and you know, that's another thing Abel said. He said, bro, if Crawford, because in his day, and we said this, like when Manny Pacquiao, he chased Floyd Mayweather. He went and fought Floyd. You know, he went and fought Cotto. He went and fought Hatton. He was chasing that motherfucker. That's what you do in the sport of boxing. You go beat the guy that, like what David's doing, right? He's chasing Canelo now. Like, he gets the picture. For some reason, these motherfuckers, it's only been, 6 months? It's literally only been 6 months. Like, David fought Caleb Plant, and then he fought Dudu, right? Like, and I've been saying this. I'm saying, how long did we have to wait? Supposedly, these guys are boxing fans, right? Oh, we're boxing fans, and we want to see the fight. Yada, yada, yada. And it's like, bro, in the sport of boxing, we're used to this shit, right? Canelo, Floyd Mayweather, and Manny Pacquiao took 6 years to make, 4 years to make. They were always in the media, bashing each other back and forth. You know, Fraud fucking went on a racist rant about Manny Pacquiao eating dogs. And everybody seems to forget about it, especially these brothers and Crips. You know, they just think he walks on water. And he went on a real racist tirade till Manny Pacquiao, you know, slapped him with a lawsuit, you know? And I don't have a problem with it. Like, if Fraud Mayweather wants to talk shit, then he has more right. I mean, if he wants to say Manny Pacquiao's dog, that shit's funny as fuck to me. But you know, they can't take it when we talk about their guys, Stank Davis, Hankies, Shakira's. If you look on the right of the screen, Terrence Crawford shoots down Jerron Ennis. You know, and that's one thing we said. You know, Floyd Mayweather never passed a torch at the end of his career. You know, he never gave a brother a shot at to become the face of boxing, and that's what they're looking for. See here, man, we're gonna speak that real shit here, man. You know, and it's not hate. It's really not hate. It's the love of the sport, right? The love of boxing. But we have to keep it 100, right? We have to tell you what maybe other places you go or other places you hear are not going to tell you, right? And that's what we're looking at. Like, look, man, I'm saying it. They're going to fight. David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez are going to fight. There's no need to get your ruffles feathered. It's boxing, bro. And I gave you the last example, right? Jerron Ennis and Terrence Crawford. I mean, they took like 4 years to make that fight. Literally 4 years. There's that video of them in the hallway, and Earl Spence is giving them the runaround. You need to cross the street. You need to pick up belts. Like, he's giving them every excuse in the book, right? And you guys ate it up. And they try to sell us that it was like, this is the biggest fight in boxing of the last century, yada, yada, yada. And they did okay. You know, but the point being that it took forever for them to fight. Now, if you're a Bud Crawford fan and you believe that PBC was isolating him or trying to duck his smoke, there's a lot of counter stories, bro. You know, one of the things that they point out is that Crawford had the opportunity to go fight on the PBC platform, but he chose to resign with the top ranking Bob Arum. And if you don't know that type of shit, like, I don't blame you. Now the rumor mill, you know, because I keep up with the news, and dude, there's a ton of rumors. Like, there's just so many rumors. It was Munguia, it was Charlo, it was Benavidez. I mean, people were saying that Benavidez was in Mexico. Like, there's just everybody's throwing these rumors. There's this latest crazy rant and rumor that it's Earl Spence. Like, people are going nuts, bro. Right? But like I always said, bro, if you're new to boxing, then yeah, you'd be like, man, what is going on? Canelo's ducking. He's not fighting the best. Yada yada yada. And man, who else is? Look, I had an idea. This is what I'm saying. You have Canelo Alvarez opponent, or like the rumors that there's PBC don't have money. Like, man, I mean, this should have make your head go swirl, right? Like, people are saying, like, Rick Glazier. I don't even like saying his name because I don't got nothing against the guy, but he's just not my cup of tea. I know he kind of talks braggadocious, you know, and he's more than welcome to come here and speak his piece. But anyway, you know, he said PBC was default and they couldn't pay Canelo, so we got that out there. Then Canelo comes on and supposedly that's false. But look, man, nobody knows. There's just a shit ton of rumors. But here's my point, man. You have two guys, right, at the top of the sport. You see them on the screen, right? Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford, right? Complete double standards. We know this. This is what we talked about. Canelo's opponents is fucking headline news. It's everywhere. This guy, Crawford, like, where's the news? Why is there no pressure? That was my thought and idea. Forgive me, guys. I'm having a couple beers, and please, somebody hop on, you know, so we can bounce ideas, play, mental ping pong. Nobody gives a fuck. Apparently, this guy Crawford just gets a fucking walk in the park. He gets a parade. He gets an endless parade, and no talk of opponents. He's keeping the belts, and he's just allowed to do this. And that's my problem, right? Yeah, no pressure. Like, why is that? That's my question. Why the fuck does one guy get crucified and persecuted, and the other guy is praised as an all-time great? He's took on all comers. It wasn't his fault. Just nonstop, right? I mean, I don't know. And to me, for my money, now maybe if I was, I don't know, maybe African American or cut, I don't know, maybe I would be like, Canelo's a duck. He don't want to fight Benavidez, and this, that, and the third, right? Then I would be like, yeah, Terrence Crawford's the best. He fought everybody, but he hasn't. He has one decent win, right? And then they try to sell us the hope of a rematch. But look, let's be honest. Who the fuck wants to see a rematch? Nobody wanted a rematch. Nobody ever wants a rematch. And I guess apparently in the news circulating, again, it's all rumors, bro. Everything at this point in boxing is a fucking rumor. Whether it's on my channel, whether it's on a bigger channel, whether it's on a website. I mean, everybody's competing and everybody's trying to kind of be number one. I guess boxing scene is a source that I go to. They got took over by Pro Box TV. If you guys know, those news outlets. I don't know where you guys get your boxing news or sources, but there's not many. But nobody knows all these writers. I don't know if you guys are on Twitter. There's like Michael Benson, Jake Donovan. There's like, Dan Raphael, kind of and they're all saying different things. So it's like, bro, at this point, your YouTube channel or your fucking in the know boxing writer, there's no way to know who really has the beat. And I think, and what I'm starting to realize, bro, is that I think that this is part of boxing strategy now, right? Like every fighter, the media members or people part of the team, they're figuring out that, like, hey man, the best way to figure out fights is through social media. Like, put out, Jaime Munguia and Canelo Alvarez are in negotiations. Like, put it out there, fill it out, see who's taking the bait, who wants it, and then they throw out, Terrence Crawford wants to fight, and they kind of just like do the numbers, the analytics. And that's what I do when I look at videos to make. And I think a lot of YouTubers you know what they do is they look at the analytics, like who's trending. Terrence Crawford is trending. Canelo Alvarez is trending. Like I put out a video. I wanted to actually do a recap, you know, and see, that's the thing about it is like it's really hard to follow the sport of boxing and keep it boxing without getting caught up in the whirlwind because you know, Jojo Diaz fought. I did a video and it's doing okay. You know, I'm very surprised that a lot of people were interested in Jojo. You know, we seen him fight Juan Perez, like a no-name. Dog won, which is a good story, you know. This week we seen Nashinga and Curiel. And I know a lot of the people that I chat with, you know, in the Discord and stuff, everybody's saying Mexican boxing is dead. Curiel got knocked out in his hometown in Mexico in like a fucking bull ring. It was pretty devastating, but it was a good little action-packed fight. You know, I mean, maybe not a lot of. It's definitely not Canelo Alvarez and Bud talk, but it is boxing. You know, I watched that. Like the ESPN card had on the undercard Shushu Carrington beating up a little Pinoy. Someone needs to defeat Crawford or Canelo won't fight him. Yeah, guts and glory. But see, here's the thing: who is he gonna fight? Because that's why I made a short. Please check it out. Like, subscribe, comment, get the likes up. I made a short about, you know, Tio's been calling out Crawford. So Boots Ennis, Crawford, they're trying to close the walls on Crawford. I think the best opponent would be Timmy Zoo, you know, where he to look spectacular against Keith Thurman. I think that's a no-brainer. I think, you know, in the summer, Crawford versus Tim Zoo is a mega fight. You know, I seen an article on Boxing News 24, another place that I go for my news. They're saying how big it would be. Imagine Crawford in Australia. Like that's the most money he's gonna get is in Australia. I mean, he's gonna make a shit ton of buku bucks in Australia with Timmy Zoo. But here's the thing, it's dangerous, and I don't think he wants that fight. You know, we've already seen Jermell Charlo ducked us in Tim Zoo's smoke. And see, that's the problem I have, is that they give these guys a pass. You know, so Crawford, he can rain on his parade. You can keep this parade going. I beat one good fighter, Earl Spence, who we know was damaged goods, and I can sit here for a year and a half, and I can wait for my Canelo payday. And the boxing world, they just sit there and they applaud him. That's the problem I have. See, that's the problem right there, is that they give these guys the credit. And my only question is why. And if you don't believe me, you can go to these channels. You can go to the, you know, news sites, and people write articles, and they're all badly Atlas, like all these Malinagis going in on Canelo, like basically the entire boxing world, the establishment, right, is against Canelo Alvarez. And us, as we are the last of a dying breed, right? Like, because really think about it. If we go away, Canelo Alvarez goes away, what do they have left? These guys to the right of the screen or to your left, I don't know. They don't fight each other. I mean, we're looking at a perfect example. Jerron Ennis and Booty Ennis, they're never going to fight. We've been telling you, these guys, they duck each other. They do. I mean, what was the other fight? Stank Davis and Davina Hankey, never going to fight. You know, we got Tyson Fury and Usyk. I mean, they're saying that's not going to happen. And all these guys get a pass. They get to fight MMA fighters. They get to duck each other. They get to take years before it happens. But Canelo Alvarez, I mean, he has to fight everybody. It's like what people say. Look, he beats David. They're going to say he needs to fight so-and-so, and he's just never going to get the credit. And then what is their rebuttal? Their rebuttal is, well, he's the face of boxing. He has to carry the sport. Well, isn't there supposedly a new face of boxing? Right? Devin Haney claims he's the face of boxing, right? Stank Davis claims he's the face of boxing, right? And they get to choose whoever they want. And their supporters, they go hard. They go die hard for them. I mean, you don't believe me. See, I think people think it's a joke. But if you go to different news sources and channels, because really what it is the channels, right? The channels and then the boxing websites is where you're gonna get your information. So Guts and Glory. Someone needs to defeat Clifford. I got to you. Earl. They get a pass from Cuts because they believe they're good just because, okay. Yeah, I mean, look, man, this is this is what we're here for, man. You can speak your mind. And Crips just want black dumb. Yeah, well, look, man, I think it's just natural. It's natural, right? Like, I got nothing against it. If you're pro-Mexican, you're pro-black, nothing against it, right? But just keep the same energy. But what I noticed is what Earl Stevens is saying. They're desperate for the next fraud May runner. But their own fighters, these guys that they hail as so great, because they believe, oh, we got more skills, we got more speed, we're just more athletic, we know how to box, we got the seat science, you know, and you're just a flat-footed Mexican. And if you don't believe me, you know, I think you need to listen to my boy. You know, my boy, honorary Mexicano, you know, he I think he has something to say about that. Because it's true, man. This is what they think.
To make up his comments, the Mexican thing, I didn't really understand it.
Yeah, like, well, I'm a flat-footed Mexican fighter. Look, if you're calling me a Mexican fighter, I find that as a compliment, you know? Like, Mexican traditions. Julio Cesar Chavez, Canelo Alvarez.
So it's out there, man. It's out there. You know, what I'm saying is just a fraction of what people feel about the sport of boxing, you know? And they believe that their style is the best, you know, with the slick African-American style. You know, they like to jab and grab like Davina Hanke. You know, they like to run around the ring. You know, like, I mean, I guess people like Pernell Whitaker, but, you know, when I watched his fights with like Julio Cesar Chavez and Oscar, he did not want to exchange. He didn't want to fight. And Abel Sanchez had broke that down. He said, look, man, one of the things he does, and go watch the interview, one of the things he does is that he teaches his fighters that, you know, you need to excite the crowd. People need to want to see you fight. They cannot be bored watching your shit. And I've been saying this, bro. And I think a lot of us, we gravitate towards, you know, channels like myself or maybe some other people out there. There's not many of us left. They're just not, you know, the overwhelming, you know, consensus and majority is what Fraud Mayweather created was like, it's a sweet science, it's hit, not be hit. But I think after seeing, you know, Shakira Stevenson stink up the joint and Jermaine Ortiz do his trash exhibition of so-called boxing, you know, people were bored to tears with that. Okay, Rambo. Yo, what's good? Hello. Mexican Rambo. Are you there?
Give me a second, bro. Give me a second. My bad.
Okay. Nope, all good, homie. Anyway, we got Mexican Rambo in the building. He's gonna let loose. This guy's good for some hot takes. Yeah, man. I mean, like, comment, subscribe. Sorry, I gotta say that. You know, a lot of people they forget that, but it only helps, man. It only helps. We get to do more lives. We get to talk more shit. You know. And I don't have a problem with it, man. I welcome the smoke. I welcome the shit talking. That's what we're here for. But yeah, man. So like I said, you know, there was some. Well, when Rambo comes in, he can take the wheel and talk about what he wants. But just getting back to this past weekend, you know, we seen a major upset. Jojo Diaz, Carriel was an upset. Well, I wouldn't say an upset, but he had upset Noshinga, and then he was fighting in his hometown, and then he gets upset. So. And Curiel had 5 losses, so it may be back to the drawing board. Mauricio Lara in action, you know, with an exciting knockout last year. He loses his title on the scales. He doesn't look good, I believe, against Lee Wood, and he comes in kind of, you know, lays an egg that he probably should have lost, but you know, he's a name, so he got a draw. We got Chushu Carrington. I mean, the guy was like 3 weight classes above the little Pinoy that he had a highlight knockout. You know, and then everybody's calling him a great. You know, and then we had the MMA action. We had the I wanted to touch on, if you guys don't mind, that I'm talking some MMA shit. I just want to drop it real quick because it was boxing related. This Spanish guy Turpia, he beats a legend in Volkanovski. But the only reason I'm talking about it is because you know, he was boxing he was boxing like hella smooth. You know, you really don't see that in MMA. You know, they're not very good boxers or stand up guys, and they were on his nuts because he was boxing. And I was like, bro, all he did was like some basic ass boxing. It was true, just like jab, cross, and then people were like on it. They were like, oh my god, he was like moving his head. And Volkanovski, I mean, he knew, dude. It was just a matter of time before he got his ass knocked out. And then, you know, they can't really box, so he just kept going back. He kept going back, and then finally, Torpia caught him. But he was smooth with it. But that's just basic boxing, bro. It's just normal boxing. Guts and glory, haha, shoo, fighting at Pinoy, bantamweight, ridiculous. Yeah, man. Look, I don't have, again, all this shit, man. All this shit is up for debate, and you can say my talking points are trash. But with the shoo thing, and when like I seen with the Abazaba Mason, man, they are just like on these guys nuts, these clips, and they're fighting like literally like part-time fighters, like literally. I mean, I'm not kidding when these guys like they have careers and shit. Yo, Rambo.
Yo, what's up, bro?
What's
Hey, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, man.
On the panel, bro. Appreciate that.
Thank you, man. I need all the help I can get, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Just to you know, because we have a lot of questions, right? We question like oh, why all the narratives, right? Why is the LDBC and certain Crips pushing all these narratives, bro? Honestly,
Right.
Doug, I think it boils down to proving a point. When I say proving a point, is proving who's the most masculine.
Okay.
If I could put it like that, you feel me?
Yeah,
Because look, what I think, bro, is that since the Crips dominate pretty much the majority of the sports, right, or competition, whether it be you know, outside of boxing, what's the most masculine sport that there is, bro? It's combat sports, right? Specifically boxing, because that's what's been around for the longest. So when you have a group of people that declare themselves as the dominant race, if I could put it like that, but at the same time they're not really dominating the most masculine sport, that rubs them the wrong way. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, bro. Because like this is why it's good
it's facts.
to come
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
No, because bro, like I had said that before, but like sometimes I forget shit, and like you brought something to mind because that's what Inoue was talking about. Did you hear the shit that he said?
I didn't really read it, but I did hear something about who was he referring to? Was it just American overall or the Crips?
No, we know we know who he was talking about because we know he wasn't talking about Bam Rodriguez or Virgil Ortiz or Americans. Yeah. He said they don't got fighting spirit. We see it with our own eyes. We see it, bro. You can't tell me we don't see back foot bitching. Abel Sanchez said that shit. Let me just finish and I'm gonna let you cook.
Yeah, go ahead, my bad.
I need you to cook though for like can you go for like 30 seconds and then no. Okay, I'm gonna say this. Abel Sanchez said it, bro. If you listen to my clip, I think maybe you were there or not, or you seen in the Discord, but he said, bro, you need to sell the fight. Like you can't watch Davina Hanky and think that shit was exciting. People don't feel that shit. And that's what Inen was saying, bro. They fight like bitches. Just give it a buck. That's what he was talking about. But go ahead, cook, homie.
Yeah. It's the definition of the back foot. You know, that's the epitome, the definition of the back foot. And the thing is this, bro, that, you know, honestly, bro, you know, some people could say, oh, size, you know, height, reach, your physical attributes matter, right? But in all actuality, bro, it's the fighting spirit that matters the most. You see what I'm saying? It's the fighting spirit. It's the, how can I say this? The will. It's whoever has the biggest will. And the fact is that the Mexicanos are the ones that have proven to have the biggest will, bro. You see what I'm saying? Whether it be in real life or in boxing, dog. And that's just the truth. Y les duele. You see what I'm
And
saying?
big game. But why have they turned it as a negative? Right?
Because let's go back again. Because that proves, bro, that kind of goes against what they believe, that they dominate everything, they dominate every sport, they're the tallest, they're the strongest, blah blah blah. But at the same time, they're not dominating the most masculine sport. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's a contradiction. So that's why it rubs them like in a funny way. If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense or not.
No, that's what we're saying. It's just like it takes like a Japanese fighter like in the way to say it. Like he doesn't say it like we're saying.
And see, when you seen the Inoue Fulton fight, bro, what was the narrative? What was the narrative? You know, the slick boxer, you know, the one with the best physical attributes was gonna beat the little Japanese guy. And it's like that shit did a 360 on him. You see what I'm saying? Like that dude dominated from the bell to when he fucking knocked him out.
Bro, I wouldn't even say dominating. It was just more like
not yeah, but you see what I'm saying though. Like
no.
His game plan wasn't even like Fulton's game plan went out the window.
No, I'm agree with you. Like he dominated, but it was even more than domination. If you
like he lynched him.
Yeah, but because you got to think about it, right? Like, and Nui probably hit that bitch and was like, "Is he gonna hit me back?" And Nui's like, "Man, this dude is brittle." You know what I'm saying? Like his whole fucking animal instinct was like, "This dude's a bitch," you know, like inside.
Yeah. Nah, it's true, bro. Like who's that other dude? The Filipino he fought? Damn, I forgot his name, dog.
Donaire,
bro. He put up a better fight in the first fight. Remember back in like 2019?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's probably what tricked him out, right? He's like, man, I thought this guy, he's bigger, faster, stronger than me. They're saying he's slick, and then he just crumbles.
Because he read all the narratives. You see, all the articles. Excuse me. They probably watch all these YouTube channels as well, you know. So he was probably like, what's up, you know, like he talking all this shit, and you know, like he didn't even do nothing, bro.
Yeah,
but see, that's what happens, bro, when you let ego get in the way. You know, you let ego get in the way, and it kind of blinds you, bro. Honestly, it puts a veil over you, and you don't really see reality. You know. So you start like defending all these narratives and shit like that.
Well, I mean, but I'm gonna get into some kind of sketchy territory. But let's look at it like this too. Like, so Inui, he sees rap videos, he sees all these how they carry themselves, right? Gang, and we'll smoke you, nigga. You know, like how they behave, right? And he's like, man, you know, like it could psych somebody out. You feel what I'm saying? They come to the ring and their posse and their crew and rap music, and they're like, you might think like, oh damn, it's about to go down, but then the real character comes out.
Yeah, it's like that. You're right. Your true self comes out, and that's when you start hearing the whining, the moaning. You know what I mean? It just makes you look bad. But like, but another thing, bro, is that low key, dog, like the American media, you know, they kind of push these narratives as well. I don't know if obviously you know this, right? Like, especially
that's why I'm
ESPN. Here. You have ESPN, Teddy Atlas, you know, your Pauly, Marianagis. Even ESPN Español, if you notice, you know, they Instead, bro, of giving, think about this, Frank Bay. Instead of giving Canelo his roses, right? Giving him his props, right? Even the great Julio Cesar Chavez. Instead of like recognizing, like, damn, this young man, since for like 10 years, he's been fighting nothing but champions. Number one, like mandatories, multiple champion in multiple divisions, undisputed, less than a year, undefeated, 3 champions in their primes. No, you could even say he moved up 2 weight classes, fought the Crusher, he knocked him out, right? Instead of, that alone itself, right? That speaks volumes about you, right? Your record, your career. Instead of giving him props, right? Instead of saying, this is the number one guy, this is the pound for pound king, what do they say? No, it's Crawford. Think about that, bro. Think about that shit. Does that shit make sense? That shit
Not
doesn't
in
make
my
sense,
world.
right?
Yeah.
It's like, what? No way. What do you mean, Crawford? Yeah, Crawford. He's pound for pound number 1. And then you ask him, well, what has he done? Like you try to put hand in hand together, right? Side by side, the accomplishments. You put Canelo's resume, and then you put Crawford. And mind you, Crawford is like 37 years old. So he's at least, what, 4 years older than Canelo?
Yeah.
So then you're like, wait, Canelo has like 19 champions, right? Multiple divisions.
Yep.
Multiple divisions. And then you got Crawford. This dude's been nothing but bum bashing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? Like, man, nah, you tripping, dog. Like, nah, what the fuck? Right?
There's no other sport that does this. Like, think about every other sport, right? They cherish Michael Jordan. They cherish Tom Brady. They have this guy, like you're saying, Canelo Alvarez, super accomplished, and they bash him. Like, what sport does that?
Right. Even, look, Frank Bay, you could even put Canelo in the category of those successful athletes, right? Of the Tom Brady's.
Oh, yeah, he plays golf with them. He plays golf with them, bro.
He's in that elite, bro. He's an elite. Like, this is what people don't understand, dog. You know how they say there's levels, whatever. There's C level, B level, A level. Canelo is an elite level, bro. You see what I'm saying? And he's basically there by himself. Maybe you could put guys like Inoue. Maybe that's fair. Cause honestly, bro, Inoue's up there too in my book.
He's up there, okay.
He's up there, yeah. I mean, but like other than that, bro, Canelo's by himself. You know, he's dominating. I mean, he's generating hundreds of millions of dollars, bro, every fight. You know, like he's the only dude doing it, bro. Like, honestly.
No, and you made a fantastic point, because you said who's up there with them. Even when Floyd was at his peak, right? Manny Pacquiao was right there with him.
Yeah.
They were neck and neck.
Yeah, neck and neck. That's right, bro.
You're telling me David Benavidez is neck and neck with this guy?
Nah, fuck no. Okay. Then, okay, you could even compare side by side, right? Canelo's accomplishments when he was 27 and Benavidez, because Benavidez is 27 right now, right? Yeah. Not even close, bro. Not even close. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, man.
Not even
we're
close,
in the same,
bro. Like,
we're on the same page.
Yeah. And that's the thing, bro, is that, you know, they go above and beyond to even lie, bro, to make up narratives, to lie, to not admit the truth, you know, to not admit who's the most dominant, who's the most masculine.
Right. It'd
You
be
know?
like trying to. I'm going way left with it. Would be like trying to lie about who won World War II or some shit like that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
you know.
It's crazy, dog.
No,
It's
but
crazy,
people
bro.
do that,
And
right?
yeah, and it bugs me, dog, because like the only people, bro, that are actually defending Canelo is like channels like you know, channels like Sobers, What Rep It. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but we're like a small, minute, bro. It's
Oh,
like
dude, we're like
it's less than
1%.
zero. Yeah, even less than 1%, if you could say that, bro. Decimals.
Well, there's like
And
BDA. BDA, he
BDA.
reps.
Yeah. And like, but the rest, it's like everybody's against them, you know. Even
Against
the
us.
Mexican. Yeah.
It's us. No, it feels like that, right? Like, but like you said, like, you know, what other sport does that, bro? Nobody, like you said, because the legends, even the Mexican legends, are kind of, you know, downplaying them.
Yeah, that's why I asked myself, like, bro, why are the Mexican fighters even going against them? Are they like jealous or what is it? You know, because
But
like
that's what Abel said. He said it's just jealousy, bro. It's just plain and simple
that's
jealousy.
fucking sad, bro. Honestly, you know who's the only fighter a Mexican fighter that I've ever seen or heard give Canelo his roses? It's I don't know if you know him, El Travieso Arce.
Oh yeah, he used to ride a donkey in the ring. Or a
But
horse.
you know,
I'm sorry, a horse. Yeah, I
you
know. Arce was
know,
a beast.
he's the only dude, bro, that I've heard on camera say, man, and he even called out all the other Mexican fighters, like man, you guys need to stop being like coons and support your native fighter, you know?
Right.
Like real shit, bro. Yeah.
Well, I don't even look at it as being supporting him or being a fanboy. I just look at it as like really, like I'm trying to break it down. Like you said, a narrative, right? Is try to break it down in a boxing sense. Like the numbers don't lie. He's the most accomplished fighter in the sport. I mean, we're not talking about, and I used to love Oscar de la Hoya, but you know, he took some massive L's, right? Like he wasn't.
Yeah.
Was he ever undisputed? He has not done what Canelo's done.
Nah, not at all. The only thing you could say was like pay-per-view numbers, maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Okay, yes, because the Golden Boy, right? The Golden Boy.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, bro, when Oscar was around, people weren't really able to stream fights, were they? People actually like had to pay for the pay-per-view.
I mean, you could, but not like.
Yeah, it wasn't like it. Yeah, it wasn't like available as right now, right?
Yeah, no, not as available as it is now.
Yeah, so you could even put that in perspective, like, hey, well, you know, Golden Boy fought in an era where people were really live streaming fights. You know, they actually had to buy the pay-per-view. So like,
it was a massive event.
Yeah, a massive event, like
parties.
You know, everybody chipped in $5-10, and you know, you put on the party. But
accomplishment wise, he accomplished like 5 weight divisions. But I mean, he wasn't. He took some hard L's, and he didn't. You know, I don't think he did what Canelo is doing.
Nah, bro. No way. At least I don't think, because you know, I've asked people around and I've asked them, hey, do you guys think Canelo passed Chavez in regards to accomplishments? Maybe not popularity, but accomplishments. And I get mixed answers, bro. Some people say yes, some people say no. What do you think, Frank?
No, I don't think he'll ever surpass. He'll say that just as far as like how people feel about him. It's just, I don't know. It's like Mount Rushmore, right? Like,
right.
You know how Americans have Mount Rushmore. Like Chavez is he's untouchable. right? Like, yeah, he at the end of his career he had all these losses, but
right.
he's still untouchable. Like, look, man, Canelo's not going out like that, and maybe I might catch hate for saying that, but we know he's not going to go out like that.
Yeah.
I mean, is that fucked up to say? But you know what I mean.
No. It's fine. I mean, it's like you said, it's kind of opinion based, you know. Pretty,
well,
like,
and it wasn't even my era. Like that was my uncle's era, you know. So
right.
I don't consider Chavez my era. Like I wasn't into boxing. Like I'm into boxing now, right? Like Floyd Mayweather's my era. Like I'm into boxing at that point where no, I'm going to websites. I'm doing, you know, looking at as much information as I can, like trying to digest it all, you know, and talking boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my uncle's shit. Like I wasn't into boxing like that. But so Canelo and Mayweather is my era, and to see the disrespect that he gets like blows my mind.
And not to go off topic, bro, but also
say whatever you want, dude.
Also, dude, Frank Bay, I think, bro, honestly, bro, like a lot of these dudes just want a payday. Let's be honest, bro.
We've been saying that.
They want that payday, bro. I mean, they know they're gonna get a 8-10 million guaranteed, right? Depending who it is. You know Crawford's gonna demand like at least a 15-20 guaranteed, bro. You know he's gonna want that. And then you're talking about pay-per-view points, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's another what, like 6 million to 10 million, maybe, depending how many sales. So like, you know, they know they hit the jackpot. Once it's signed on dotted line, damn, I just gotta show up and that's it, you know? Like honestly, let's keep it honest.
That's literally the reality. They're literally sitting around waiting for this man to make a move without furthering their career. And when Abel Sanchez was on the interview, that's what he said. He said they're just waiting around for a payday. That's what David was doing. That's why he had to up his profile.
And like, if you remember, bro, I think it was like last year, like 2 years ago. Canelo said, "Hey, I want to see those guys fighting each other. Like, I want those guys to pave their own way." You see what I'm saying? Like talking about Benavidez and all these other guys at 168 that wanted to fight him. Like, why don't you guys try to pave your own path, like to stardom? You know, like if anything, like that's a good advice, no, coming from the superstar himself. So if I'm Benavidez' dad, I'm like, well, you know what, son, like fuck it, let's build your own path, you know. Let's go move up to 175. Let's take on Bevo. Let's take on Better Beef. You see what I'm saying, Doc? Like, bro, what if Benavidez would have defeated Bevo? That would have looked really good on his resume, you know? The same guy that defeated Canelo, Benavidez beat him at 175. That would have brought up, yeah.
Yeah, that's boxing history, bro. Every fighter that has tried to chase somebody has done that. That's what Manny Pacquiao did to chase Floyd Mayweather. He went and beat, you know, Cotto, Ricky Hatton, and was like, "Hey, I beat these guys better than you did." Like,
exactly.
All throughout boxing history, that's just what fighters have had to do to earn their shot. But apparently these guys, they can sit around for forever not fighting top competition and wait for a Canelo payday.
That's all they want, bro. It's kind of like, you know, they're like, nah, let Canelo do all the dirty work, all the heavy work, and it's kind of like, we'll just wait till he picks me and I'll get my payday and that's it, you know? Because let's be honest, all of them are in it for the money, correct? Obviously, it's prize fighting.
I don't mind that, of course.
But Canelo doesn't have to fight anymore. He could just retire and he's well off. So at this point, Canelo's not even doing it for money, bro. He's honestly doing it for his legacy. You know, like I think he wants to. Well, he already cemented his legacy, but you know, he said he wants to fight 5 more years. So I'm thinking if he came out with that statement through Frank Bay, 5 more years. The way he's looking right now, if you notice, he's kind of bulking up, bro. Like he's I don't know if it has to do with age or, you know, him changing his diet, obviously. But something tells me, Frank, that Canelo wants that Bivol rematch, bro.
Well,
he wants
always
that.
Said that.
Yeah, bro. And like me personally, though, as a boxing fan, if he's able, bro, to go to 175 and unify, right? Maybe even get undisputed. Damn, bro.
That'd be crazy.
Like,
that would be nuts.
Hands down. Like,
well,
can you even say the greatest? Honestly.
Oh, the greatest of all, no doubt. If he were to do that, I mean, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. If he were to do that, of course. But Bivol has worked with Beterbiev, and if Beterbiev knocks him out, then I mean, I think that's off the table. I mean, you never know. He could still say, "I want my get back," but I mean, you know, we're not always gonna agree, because even Canelo fans, we might not agree. Like, I don't think me personally, I'd be like, bro, I'm happy. Now call me a cut, dude. I want to see him knock out Berlanga, like a Puerto Rican. Fuck those guys, right? Nah, they're cool as shit, but we want to see that shit. I'm happy with that, bro.
Yeah, me too. No, honestly, bro, like if he decides to wipe out the whole 68, I'm cool with that too, bro. Honestly, like
Munguia can get it.
Feed them one by one.
Berlanga can get it.
Berlanga,
and maybe
Munguia,
in 2 and 3 years, Diego Pacheco can get it.
Yeah, like Billy or whoever,
Billy. Right? I want to see that shit. Like, that'd be a fun ass fight.
Yeah, Billy reminds me of the old school fighters, dog. Like the jam, he be doing that Jack Dempsey role.
Okay. I don't fight.
Yeah, like the Jack Dempsey role is kind of like when he's like he's bending and he's going up and down and he's throwing hooks at the same time. That's like an old school Jack Dempsey right there.
Hey, he's an African that comes to fight though, man. He don't back for a bitch. Like, that'll be a rock'em sock'em mania.
and that's the thing, bro. You notice he's not really from the States, right?
Yeah.
He's from actual
Well, he knows, man. Like, people don't want to see that shit, and maybe that's his style, his temperament. He wants to fight, but man, Canelo smokes that dude. That's a pack.
Yeah, bro. But let me ask you something, Frank Bay.
Whatever. It's your show, man.
Have you heard anything about who's he fighting in May? And any predictions? Do you have any predictions of who's he fighting?
Honestly, bro, right now I'm as lost as everybody. Like, everybody's saying different things. It's a mystery. I think it could even still be David. I don't know.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't think it's off the table. It's like what I said, bro. It's
just
all
to get it out the way, huh?
Maybe BBC wants to cash David out now. They need money. They want to cash him out. Because this is what I said, man. This is what I said. It's never been about David and Canelo. It's about PBC needing David to sell their fights, to sell his fights.
Right.
Like, if they go get David beat, what do they have?
Okay. That I wanted to push towards that question, kind of like that specific. Okay, look, I said this, bro, back in late 2022 when remember when Benavidez re-signed with the PBC?
Yeah, I remember that.
He signed a 3-fight deal. I don't know if you remember that. It was specifically 3-fight deal. that his dad was coming out and introduce himself.
I spoke to his dad about that, but go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. You know, and everybody was questioning him, like, why would you sign with Heyman again? And he's not giving you the fights that your son needs, right? You remember all that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then New Year's 2023 came in, right? Right before Cinco de Mayo, Canelo comes out. Oh, he signs a 3-fight deal with the PBC, right?
Yeah.
You see that little pattern? Benavidez signs 3 fights. Canelo signs a 3-fight deal. Okay, we're seeing a pattern right there. We hear that Benavidez' dad, Al Heyman promised us the big fights and possibly even the Canelo. I don't know if he said the Canelo fight or not, but I know he said big fights, right?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, okay. This is the moment I knew, bro, that Canelo was going to fight Benavidez. He is, bro. When Canelo signed the 3-fight deal with PBC. Once I heard that, I'm like, damn, they're going to make him fight Benavidez. Me, personally, I think it's the last fight, bro, of both of their contracts. Why? Because that's the fight that's probably going to generate the most money. You see what I'm saying? And business-wise, for Al Heyman. I mean, come on, bro. Benavidez versus Canelo at Raiders Stadium.
That shit. I mean, it's gonna be massive.
That shit's like, nah, I'm serious, bro. Like,
Allegiant Stadium. Yep.
Yeah, Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada, bro, in September. Right?
Yeah.
In September. Or May, whatever, bro. But business-wise, bro, the gate, fuck, bro. You know, it's gonna sell out, bro. It's gonna sell. In Vegas, people are gonna travel to Vegas. Pay-per-view numbers, bro. That fight does 1 million, bro. Easy.
I think it does 2 million.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, bro, if you keep it 100, maybe even 2 million. Why? Because of all the clout, all the talk, right? The narratives and YouTube, the algorithm.
Yes.
So what I think, bro, is that Al Heyman wants to let it marinate. You know, he's loving it. He's like, yeah, everybody keep talking about it. You know, so when I heard Canelo, he said, 3-fight deal, 150 million plus or 100 million plus, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I knew, bro. I was like, damn, they're going to make it happen for real, bro. Like, it's no doubt in my mind, bro. Because before Canelo signed with the PBC, bro, honestly, my thoughts, bro, was that Canelo was going to work with Eddie Hearn to get the Bivol rematch. That's what I was thinking. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that was what came to mind with me. Like, I think he's gonna sign with I think he's gonna, work with Matchroom, maybe get the Bivol fight. But then after Ryder, Canelo signs a 3-fight deal with the PBC. I'm like, oh shit, dude. But look, Frank Bay, making a deal with Al Heyman, bro, it's like making a deal with the devil himself. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, bro. Why you can't trust this man? Because there's two paths that this could go, bro. One, when the fight does happen with Benavidez, if it goes the distance, bro, I'm scared that they're gonna rob Canelo and keep those belts at PBC. For who? For Morel. Why? Because think about it, bro. PBC doesn't cater to the Mexican fighter. They don't care about the Mexican fighter. The Mexican fighter is just like how do they call those gatekeepers?
He's a pawn. Yeah.
A pawn.
Mm-hmm.
That was like it could be an entrapment from Heyman to steal the belts, bro. To jack them. Like, this is my heist right here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're making
Benavidez,
very good sense.
because look, bro, honestly, Benavidez doesn't have the stardom that Canelo has. Look at all his past pay-per-view numbers. They've been kind of trash. Like I said, Canelo by the time he was Benavidez' age, bro, he was already a superstar, a pay-per-view star. You see what I'm saying? Let's keep it honest, bro. So business-wise, Heyman knows this. He's like Benavidez is not going to generate the money that Canelo does. So here goes my second theory, is that what if Heyman, right, wants to keep Canelo, feed him the rest of his stable, the 168, right? He might even get the fight with Munguia, McBilly, even Morel. You see what I'm saying? Just to keep him happy. Like, nah, Canelo, stay with me. Because he knows that Canelo's the golden goose. You see what I'm saying? Kind of like the little move he pulled with Oscar when he stole all his fighters back in the mid 2010s. You remember?
Yeah.
He pulled that same snake-ass move, bro. The same move. And he's doing it right now with Ryan Garcia. And he's using Mayweather to do that dirty deed. Because he's seen, bro, the numbers that Ryan Garcia did versus Tank. So these are numbers, these are Mayweather, De La Hoya, Canelo numbers, right? And that was his first pay-per-view. You don't think Heyman seen that shit? Like, what the fuck, 1.4 million? A la verga. He was like, in his mind, he was like, let's get this fucker right now. Right. And then he said, who does he send? Mayweather. Hey, Mayweather, go convince him, to sign with us, blah, blah, blah. Like a snake, bro, venom, pushing that venom. So what does Mayweather do? Starts hanging with him. You never, bro, before that fight, you never seen Mayweather hanging out with Ryan?
Of course not. No, they were for Stank.
Never. Once he's seen those numbers, we got to pull Ryan in. Just like they did to Oscar back in 2014, bro. So he could do the same with Canelo. Like, no, let's keep him around. Let's keep making money with him. Especially right now that he signed with Prime. You see what I'm saying? They need that revenue. Like they're missing that money. Maybe he's waiting for the rest of the Canelo fights so that he could take some of that money. You see what I'm saying? Put it towards those future fights with Prime. I don't know. But those are my. What do you think, Frank? What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right on. I think you have a lot of. There's nothing that you're saying that is not out of the realm of possibility. It's like it's a very good possibility because it all lines up, right? Like you said with Ryan, he sells 1 million. You think they're gonna let him go? Of course not. They're in his ear. They're like, he's telling them all of Haney's secrets, right? Because Clay was close with Haney, so he's like, Ryan, you're gonna knock this motherfucker out. I'm gonna hook you up.
Yeah. And like, but see, bro, this is where a lot of people don't understand, and I know Canelo is smarter than this, bro. I know he is, dog, and hopefully he sees right through the narrative, or at least what they're trying to do. You see, like, cause they were trying to steal Canelo too from Oscar, and Canelo was the only loyal one that stayed. Canelo was the only loyal one out of all his fighters that stayed, bro. You see what I'm saying? Because he was grateful that Oscar made him who he was. They departed ways, but that was like after. You see what I'm saying? For whatever issues that's behind the curtain, we're really never gonna know. But the fact is that Canelo stayed with him, bro, and he was the only one. So I know Canelo's not stupid, for sure.
Right.
Because Canelo could be using this as leverage himself, and he could be using Heyman himself, or both can be using each other. You see what I'm saying? I don't know.
For sure. No, no. Yeah, you're definitely making some solid points. I agree with you. I think that's we know how this guy Heyman moves. Like you said, he stole Oscar's fighters. Now they're in Ryan's ear, and now they're in. You know, they got Canelo Alvarez, the biggest piece in the biggest piece of boxing.
And let's go back, bro, and let's look at the track record with Heyman, specifically the Mexicano fighters, even some of the Crips, bro. He stalls them. He keeps them. Have you seen the movie, bro? The Indian and the cupboard? The little Indian?
Remember it.
It's in the 90s.
I forgot about it. Yeah, no, I know what movie you're talking about.
It's the little boy that has the cupboard, little furniture. Yeah. And when he puts the little Indian inside and opens it, he comes alive.
Right.
Dog, the little boy is Al Heyman. Like he has and all his stable is like the little toys, bro. Whenever he wants to bring them out, he'll bring them out. And if not, boom, he stalls them, bro. Career's dead. Look what he did to look what he did to Charlos. Look what he did to Wilder. Look what he did to Andy Ruiz, bro. Bro, Frank, you remember 2019, right? In the summer when Andy had all the clout?
Yeah.
When he defeated Joshua? The dude went to Mexico to meet the president, dog. Can you just imagine all the clout Andy had, bro, in Mexico?
Sylvester Stallone made a movie about him.
Damn, dog. Nah, you see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like, think about this. This is why, bro, in my mind, there's no doubt, though, that he'll do the same shit to Benavidez. Without a
that's
second
what I've been
thought,
saying.
bro.
I've been saying that.
He's and here's the third theory that I have, bro. This is I've been popping up with conspiracies and shit, huh?
It's all good. This is the show. This is what we do.
Okay. This is my third one, bro, and the final one. It's that Heyman is only here to destroy boxing. And I've heard this, bro, before from other people. Trust me. Since even when he did that to Oscar, that Heyman is only here, bro, to push a narrative and destroy the sport of boxing. I don't know if you knew, but Heyman, he had a brother that was a boxer back in like the 70s.
Uh-huh.
And I think his brother, obviously, sometimes boxers later in life, they develop, things like CTE and dementia, all this shit from the hits from the head, right? And his brother, his life was obviously, deteriorated because of boxing, and he basically died broke or some shit like that. So there's a theory that Heyman's only in the sport right now to destroy that shit, for like the payback for his brother. I know this shit is deep and dark, but that's my third theory, bro.
Look, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I mean, that could be a stretch, but you've heard the guys like Rick Glazer and Oscar says that the guy hates boxing.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That even, like you said, even Glazer, Oscar, some of the people that have worked with Golden Boy, the matchmakers, they said, bro, like, Heyman doesn't like boxing. He comes from the music industry. He's all about making money. That's all he is, bro. Like he doesn't care about the boxing committees, the councils, he just cares about making money. And if you look at his track record, it makes sense because of all the careers he has destroyed, including Crips. And the only one that he's ever like kind of cared about, bro, was probably Mayweather. That's the only dude. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, say what you want about Rick Glazer, but like he's the most adamant about telling you how Al Heyman works, right? Like he's telling you this guy, he hates boxing, he doesn't want to make fights, and then we hear Oscar De La Hoya say, Oscar calls him the great. Well, they both call him the great obstructionist. He doesn't want to make fights. He wants to hold these guys, like you said, an Indian in a cupboard.
Yeah, bro. I
have
wish
to steal
somebody
that.
Bro, steal it, please. Make a meme or like
Yeah.
the background. No,
Hey,
please,
yeah, put all
Fred,
the
do that
fighters in
shit.
there
Do
and
it.
just have them like there.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, we need to
exactly.
do that.
Please, dog, or make a video, bro. Anything. But I've always said that, bro. That Al Heyman's the little boy, and the little Indian, the little cowboy, they're like the stable. And when he wants to bring them alive, he uses them. When he don't want them, he puts them back in the cupboard and makes them
Well,
like he.
I'm gonna make.
You know?
No, I think you're onto something, bro. Because I think I'm gonna like take it kind of left and analogous arts. Kind of what you're saying is they say the same thing happened to Hollywood. Like what happened to all the great gangster movies? You know, Goodfellas, Scarface.
Right.
What happened?
Right. All the
We get all
mafia
these kind of like,
movies,
yeah. What happened? It's like they said Hollywood. You know, with their agenda, they took over. They kind of booted all the like in the artists. They wanted to make good movies, and now they just want to, you know, do superhero movies and make a shit ton of money. You know.
Yeah, that
But
Marvel shit. Yeah.
They're, which is okay. Like you can have a good like superhero flick, right? But you still need the independent artists and actors that want to do good movies.
Yeah, like honestly, bro, all you hear about nowadays is people complain. They're like, what happened to all those good creative movies? You know, your Arnolds, your Sylvester Stallones, your Van Dammes, like you said, all those mafia movies. Like now the movies, all of them, bro, it's like Marvel and like the LGBTQ shit, you know?
Right, some kind of agenda type of
some kind of agenda
remake, some kind of agenda remake of the movies we loved, and it's like that's Al Heyman, right? He's taking what we loved and try to make it like some cookie cutter bullshit. And say this is what you're gonna like.
And see what he wants in the forefront of boxing, bro. It's the crib with all the ice, the earrings, next to the rappers. Why? Because he comes from that music industry. So he thinks that's what sells in music, right? He thinks that's what's gonna sell in boxing. So he's like, oh, you know, let's put the crib with the ice and the big chains. Because even Andy Ruiz was doing that shit. You remember?
Yeah. Andy
came out with the choker.
Lean
it didn't
shit.
even fit him. That shit didn't
smoking
even
weed
fit
and
him,
drinking
dog.
lean. He was on lean.
Yeah, bro. Like when I seen that, I'm like, wait, what? Like, nah, bro. What is that? You feel me? Like, that's crazy, dog. Like, you know. So, yeah, bro. I know. I might sound crazy, and a lot of people would say, man, Rambo's on that good shit, you know, put the pipe down or whatever. But honestly, bro, this is what I see and what I've been studying, you know. And at the end of the day, bro, we know that Canelo is gonna fight Benavidez. You see what I'm saying? Because the way both of them signed. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, just to encourage you is like, bro, no, because it's happening in every facet of what we know of the world we used to have with the movies, you know, music. What we have, mumble rap, right? What happened to instruments? It's all digital, right? It's like
digital.
Like Heyman's like the fucking the CEO. He thinks he can just come in, make a cookie cutter resemblance to something called boxing, because that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to create his own league, like what the UFC has.
Yeah,
that's what he was trying to do. So you're not wrong, bro. It happens in every industry, right? People come in and they think they can steal when you first started, like the spirit. The spirit of the sport is gone, and that's what Oscar, they were saying, dude, he hates boxing. He's trying to kill it. So, bro, you're making absolute sense, because it happens in every kind of sport and industry. People think they're smarter than the people.
And what see, you gotta go back and be like, okay, why is Oscar and Glacier saying he hates boxing? Why? If he hates it so much, why is he in it? And that goes back to my theory about his brother. Like he probably looks at boxing like something that destroyed his brother's life, you know, ruined him or something like that. So maybe I don't know if he's trying to get his get back or by stalling all the good fights. And,
I'm
you see what I'm saying?
I'm gonna blow y'all minds with this, and this is like way left field, and we'll get back to boxing. But why does a pimp become a pimp? Is it because he loves women?
Oh,
no, it's because he hates women.
Right, right. It goes.
Boom.
It's a psychological. Damn, dog, you just dropped the nuclear. It's a psychological thing. You know, it's kind of like maybe the pimp. Obviously, if you pimping women, right? It's like you must have had a bad relationship with your mother. Cause like no man in his right mind is gonna, if he at least loves his mother and respects her, you're not gonna be pimping women, right? Slapping them around and shit like that. Cause like you think about your mother, like damn, you know, like this could be my mom's. Like, you see what I'm saying, Frank?
Yeah. So it's like you would think he loves women, right? Because he wants to be around women, he wants women.
Yeah.
But it's the opposite. He does it because he hates women.
So he's like a pimp then. That's what you're saying?
Well, that's what Don King was, right? They always said he was a pimp. And now Heyman just is Don King 2.0.
2.0, but even worse. Even worse because at least Don King made the fights happen, right?
Well, he was a street Negro. I mean, street nigga, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, he talked that shit. This is like a Harvard educated dude who's like what Don
like
King wish he was.
Crime. Yeah. It's like white collar crime. Man, dog, that's crazy, bro. That's real crazy, dog. But I mean, like, it's I'm just watching the comments. Though. I'm reading the comments right now. It's crazy. But yeah, bro. I mean, you know, I personally, me myself, bro, like, I know for a fact, bro, that, you know, the Benavides fight is gonna happen. I know for sure, bro, because the way they signed those two contracts around the same time, you know, around the same time frame, it only makes sense, dog. And think about it, bro. This is why they
listening to you suck on Canelo's dick for the last 2 hours, motherfucker.
Oh shit! It's the Dark Knight, bro.
He's invaded us.
Damn.
Are you sent by Al Heyman?
Hey, Dark Knight. Let me ask you a question. Batman, let me ask you a question.
Ask away, you filthy animal.
All right.
As long as he's in a big bomb, he's cool. Cook him, Rambo. Cook him. Give me a second. Cook him. Voila.
So I've always been curious, Batman. When you sodomized Robin, right? When you sodomized Robin, nah, I'm not even gonna say it, bro. Fucking, it's something too dark. Never mind, Batman.
Batman, you got anything else to say?
Batman,
you can speak up.
All I hear is, oh my God, have you guys seen that movie, An Indian in the Cupboard? I had a dream that can... Shut the fuck up.
Oh, shit.
Well, speak your mind then. I'm giving you a platform.
What's up, Benzo? What's up, homie?
Did I hear someone say Canelo is going to be the greatest of all time if he beats Bivol?
Hey,
no, he was saying
Frank Bay, my bad, bro. It's Benzo's a Boots Ennis fan. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense, right?
Y'all need to cook for like a minute.
Hey, Benzo.
What's up?
Hey, wait, ¿qué pasó en el Discord?
I don't know.
Did you really hack LT's account?
I put a virus in his computer.
Damn, dog. No, you know why he was up paniqueado? You know why he was up paranoid? He's probably thinking like, damn, Benzo's gonna find all the tranny porn on my fucking history.
That fool T is a bitch, bro. You don't think how he went back to the tavern with his tail between his legs? Oh man, Chad, can I get back in? What a fag.
Who's worse, Big Say So or LT? Who has the most knee rug burns on their knees?
Well, Big Say So is not his fault that he was born. He was born a beta crip, you know.
It's in his genetics, then.
Yeah. LT by the same token, LT is he's a fake Mexican. Everybody knows that was Guatemalan. That's the thing. Like, I don't know why do people lie about their nationality? Like, if you're Guatemalan, you're Guatemalan, bro. If you're Salvadoran, you're Salvadoran. Honduran. I don't know. It's like this whole taboo thing. Like, people call him out on it. He's like, oh no, I'm not Guatemalan. It's like the boxing meth head. He's Nicaraguan.
Yeah.
And he denies it. He's like, no. Alonso's mom is Salvadorian. He's half Mexican, half Salvadorian. He denies it too, bro. None of y'all motherfuckers out there ain't got shit on Benzo, bro. I'm 100% Mexican and 20% black, bro.
So you're 120%.
That don't make no sense.
No, he's 120%, Wayne. That's the thing, Benzo, is this, bro. It's that being Mexican is a blessing, bro. You know, going back to what me and Frank
is this Benzo or would you come in as the Canelo? Are you really beefing with those guys?
Which ones? There's a list. I don't have beef with anyone, bro.
Anyway,
it's just
is that Benzo?
What was that?
What is going on, man? Anyway, I don't know what happened to these guys. They're not muted. Speak up, dude.
Can you hear me?
Come back and come back in. Yeah, I can hear you now.
What's
up, man? Are you beefing with those dudes?
You're chewing like a crib, dude.
I'm not chewing.
Yeah, man. Don't be eating chips on it. Mute yourself or you stuff a chip in your mouth.
Nigga, I ain't eating no
Wash
chips.
it down with a brew or something.
He's eating chitlins. He's eating chitlins.
Oh, chitlins. With some hot sauce.
Yeah,
it's
with
not
some
even hot sauce they use, right? It's like, I thought it's like some Tabasco, right? Anyway, Larry, listen, salute everybody that dropped in. Please like, subscribe, comment. You know,
salute to everyone, man.
Shit,
Support Frank, man. Support my boy Frank.
Yeah, man, we need that. We need that so we can get more lives, man. Larry, listen, Benzo, what you think of Andy Cruz, the guy who beat the shit out of Keyshawn in the Olympics? And yeah, J Rock's in the building. Salute. Man, we was cooking for a hot minute, man. We were cooking. Rambo was letting loose.
We were going balls deep in the conspiracy, dog.
It's not conspiracy. Conspiracy, conspiracy is that you can't prove it, right?
All right, fucking facts. Facts. We're going facts.
What is it that you were going facts on?
That Al Heyman is from the music industry, that he hates boxing, yada yada yada.
You know, a lot of people hate on Al Heyman, bro. I don't know why they do that. It's not like
because
that guy's talking shit.
Nobody knows who he is. Like he keeps he's like fucking the fucking what's that guy from the Wizard of Oz? The man
behind the curtain. The man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Go ahead, dog. You spent something.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
It's if you think about it, maybe that's the reason he tries to stay away from the limelight. You know, because again, his agenda is to destroy boxing, and so he doesn't want that limelight because he doesn't want people to know who he is. You know, and he's kind of pulling these strings from behind the curtain. That's what it is, bro. You're exactly right. Dog. It's like the Wizard of Oz, the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, but you know what the crazy thing is that all the Crips support him. Like, are you on Twitter?
That's the thing, bro. Like people with low IQ, you know, they're very easy to manipulate. That's why the Zionists want.
Oh, hey, whoa.
Oh, my bad. Dispensa. That's why the elders.
No, you. Yeah, here's a way to say it.
Yeah, okay. The elders, they want all these populations that are coming from Muslim countries, right? You know from where? You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
They're already doing it in the UK, the United Kingdom. They want to do it over here in the West too, America and Canada. It's that they want to kind of erase the white population, because once you mix them in with these people, they're going to be easier to control and manipulate because of the lower IQ. So that's why these Crips, they spill all these narratives, bro, because they don't have that intellectual capacity to understand like what me and you can understand. You see what I'm saying? Like they can't see the pattern. If that could be easier to understand.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
you kind of have to elaborate though, because those are big, very general, like blanket statements, you know.
So basically, the way they're doing it is that PBC is pushing the narrative. They're pushing the Crips, because that way they could use the Crips, the LDPC, right, the YouTube platform to push the narratives, because they're easier to manipulate, you know, to control. If like, that can make sense.
Like like herd mentality.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And that's why you got the intellectuals, which is, you know, like yourself, BDA, Repit. We could see right through the bullshit, you know. That's why we kind of we put a stop to it. Like, hey, no. Like, what is this? You know, like this is a Crip narrative. Like, get it out of here.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, but we're such a small minority. Like, we're the minority against the minority, which is crazy. But why do you think that is it just that, you know, Rambo was saying, you know, is it because it's like a masculine sport? Like, this is the most masculine sport, right? Like football, basketball, it's, like nobody even cares about those sports anymore.
No. And honestly, bro, nobody cares about football outside of America. It's an American sport, you know. See, soccer's international. Americans don't dominate. You know, it's mostly dominated by the South American or the European countries. Baseball right now, bro, it's more like a Caribbean and Japanese sport internationally. You know, all the good players are coming from there.
Yeah.
And then you have boxing, which is dominated by Mexican fighters.
Cubans and Dominicans and Puerto Ricans.
No.
Hey, bro, let's just get one fact straight, bro. Outside of Canelo, there ain't no other Mexican boxer that's any good, bro, right now. Come on. Maybe that.
You sure about that, bro? You sure about that?
Bam Rios, maybe. Munguia's a big.
Wait, who's Bam Rios?
Bam Rios.
You mean Rodriguez?
The Chaparro motherfucker that's with Robert Garcia.
Yeah, Rodriguez, way.
Ese way. Oh, Bam Rios. No, that fool wasn't any good either. He's another.
Nah. That fool he was average, but he had heart.
Ese way. I mean, let's get it straight. But people make it seem like all right. I mean, we've had great Mexican fighters: Morales, Marquez, you know, fucking Barrera, you know, Canelo, Julio Cesar Chavez. A lot of these guys in the.
Well, if you let me speak, I could have named a couple.
He dropped off. I don't know what happened. I think
he's always it's that 20%, bro. It's that 20%.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, he wants to be the what do you call that? The contrarian.
Yeah, exactly. That's his DNA is just fucked, bro. Put it like that. So you know, we have Bam Rodriguez, we have Bernardo Lopez, Emmanuel Navarrete.
Well, but none of those guys are A-level dudes. They're good boxers. I mean, like B-level guys, but none of those guys are like, hitting it out of the park. None of those guys are worth a mention, bro. If you were to say, name the top 10 or 15.
Well, you tell me
now.
who's better at them in their division.
But what I'm saying is that they're not standouts, bro. It's not like they're doing shit like Inoue or Pacquiao did or De La Hoya did or, they're not standouts. They're great. They're A minus B plus guys, maybe B plus B level guys, but dude, tell me none of these guys are pay-per-view stars. None of these guys have name recognition. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know, but that's what me and Frank Bay were.
By the way, I'm
no,
not saying
exactly.
Blacks do either. I'm just saying that there's a drought right now. Canelo would
I know.
tomorrow.
That's what me and if you tuned in earlier.
No, I didn't tune in earlier, bro. I didn't tune in earlier. All right.
That's what me and Frank Bay were talking about.
All right, what was
Canelo's
it that you
by
was talking
himself.
about, nigga?
Hey, cut the attitude, dog.
My bad.
We were not.
I was eating some fried chicken earlier, dude. I got a little carried away with that shit, bro.
I'm telling you, dog. Dude, you gotta mix it up, bro. You gotta mix it up with the beans. No, but in all seriousness, that's what me and Frank Bay were talking about, bro. That Canelo's in the island by himself, dog. He's like the only elite, boxer out there, bro. In regards to, pay-per-view and money revenue. That's it. It's just Canelo. He's like an island.
But Rambo, you gotta really break it down to this Benzo character. No disrespect, Benzo, but you kind of come in. You always come in hot. So
I come in full blazing, bro. Full blazing.
No. Yeah. It's all good. I appreciate it. But tell them what you came in, what you first came in with. We talking about the fighting spirit and how these motherfuckers fight and shit. Rambo there.
Yeah.
Remember what you were telling me?
Yeah, it's kind of like
about it being a macho sport and shit.
Yeah. So, when you have a certain group of individuals, right, claiming to be the tallest, the strongest, the most masculine, the most dominant, right? Blah 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 blah, right? But when another certain group of people are dominating the most masculine sport in combats, which is, you could say, boxing. Why? Because it's been around the longest, right? Professionally, prize fighting. It doesn't fit that narrative. It kind of actually does like a little 180, because now you're seeing like, hey, well, the ones that are dominating the most, masculine sport, it's the Mexicanos. Maybe you got one Japanese guy. So then you ask yourself, hey, maybe it's not true. So for them, it's kind of like an insecurity. That's what it is, bro. It's an insecurity thing. Do you agree with that, Benzo, or no?
You're talking about the fans, right? Because I don't think any fighter gives a fuck. Those guys are there for the money.
That's what I'm talking about. The fans, the crib narratives.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, the fans are. I'm gonna tell you something. If you,
it's kind of like if Benzo was to fight Never Sobers,
Yeah, that would be over really quick, bro.
And you see Never Sobers rocking him, right?
That wouldn't happen. That would happen.
And drops him.
That definitely wouldn't happen.
And Benzo 6'7".
6'8".
He's 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah, 6'8".
Never Sobers is 5'8", 5'8" and a half.
5'4".
Okay.
5'5". Let's just go 5'5".
And Never Sobers fucking, he comes in like a Pitbull Cruz and lands a nasty fucking overhand right to the chin, right on the button. Benzo falls down.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen, bro.
And you see Benzo saying, "Oh, I'm 20% this, I'm 20% that. I'm 6'8" and a half, and blah blah blah." You see what I'm trying to say, Frank?
No, we don't understand what you're trying to say.
Man.
Let me put
what
it
I'm
to
trying
you.
to say, Doug. It's kind of like when you see Canelo, right? A 5'6" guy.
That guy's like 5'8", bro. He's like
5'8". Okay, 5'8".
6'2" right? Almost.
And he's over here bullying, the Charlos and the the Danny Jacobs, the Caleb Plants, all these dudes that are like 6 foot plus, right? It kind of looks weird, you know, Frank? You're like, damn, how is this little dude like doing all this damage? I know a simple answer, bro, because he's Mexicano. Even Nate Diaz said that, bro.
But look, let me try to explain something to you, Rambo. All right,
there's no explanation, bro. There's no explanation.
Just like you are so set in your ways about how great Mexican fighters are, and just how you love the way they fight and their bravery, you know, and the come forward and toughness and stuff. Just like you feel that way about Mexicans, Crips feel that way about Crips. It's just, it is what it is, bro. The problem is that there's more Crip fans on YouTube than there is Mexican fans. At least in this YTVC area, where like you name the top 20 channels, way more Crips. Those Crip fans support their fighters, right? Some of them are Haney guys, some of them are Tank guys, but they're all black Crip fans. It doesn't matter if they're like, let's just say that they're a Tank fan, right? They're Tank dudes. Yeah, they're beefing with Haney, right? You know, Bloods and Crips. But whenever Haney is going to fight Ryan Garcia, you can bet your ass that they're going to be betting and supporting Haney because he's a Crip. Just the way you love your Mexican fighters, they love theirs, bro. The only difference is that there's way more of them. Dude, not only is there way more of them, they actually support their content creators. When is the last time y'all motherfuckers were giving super chats to TBS? How many super chats does Black and Brown get a night? Dude, if he gets like $10, I'd be surprised. Even BDA, that's got like 100 plus people on his live, I doubt he gets more than $20. Dude, these Crip fans.
Well, yeah, dude, that's GR
channel,
money.
Go to Malachi channel, all of these channels, bro. The guy that looks like the alien cartoon character. All of these guys are getting $200, $300, $400, $600, $800 a day, bro. And there, people are supporting them. You know what I'm saying? So when you get a narrative versus a narrative, guess whose narrative is gonna be overwhelming? I'm not saying that theirs is right, but in the YTBC, your experience is based on seeing all that, bro. So you're like, oh shit, we're you know, it's they're trying to sell their narrative. No, bro, it's just that when you get a lot of people, a lot of channels, you know, doing the same shit, you feel like but at the end of the day, they're just black people supporting black fighters the way you're supporting Mexicans, bro.
But let me just give you a counterpoint. It's not just that, okay? Because it's gone mainstream, right? Tim Bradley, Teddy Atlas, Paulie Malignaggi, like everybody's coming against Mexican fighters. Exactly. And they're supporting these Crip fighters who haven't done shit. Exactly. So yeah, you're on point with your YouTube, with your assessment, but it's gone bigger. It's gone viral, as they say. Like it's infected every aspect of, as far as I'm concerned, American culture.
But now you're talking about the media, though. The media is different than social media. Like, I understand what you're saying. No. You're
trying to just say it's just pinpointed. Oh, no, Frank. Oh, no, Rambo. It's just YouTube. Like, that's all you're seeing. I'm like, no, when you have
it's a narrative.
Big figures like Tim Bradley doing it, now it's gone full viral, as they say. So it's not...
Yep.
It's not us just imagining in our little bubble. No, you're trying to put us in a bubble.
Do you think Tim Bradley is like a race warrior when it comes to boxing? Like he
is. I've seen him on the other channels. He's gone to some of these smaller YouTube channels.
If you heard the beginning,
don't interrupt Frank when he's talking, bro. All right.
No, stop that.
If you heard the beginning of the video,
it's y'all show. It's your guys' show.
If you heard the beginning of the video, thank you, Frank. Appreciate that. If you heard the beginning of the video, please excuse Benzo, bro. It's the 20%. If you heard the beginning of the video, you heard when I mentioned, bro, me and Frank mentioned that even ESPN Plus, all the Mexicano fighters, bro, they pushed his narrative as well.
What narrative is it that you think ESPN Plus is pushing?
That Crawford is pound for pound the best, and that Canelo is avoiding all these fighters. Haven't you been up? Fuck, come on.
Hey, hold on. So you think because ESPN has a fighter as their pound for pound number one, they're they're supporting a Crip narrative. What about when they had
Yes.
Pacquiao?
Yes.
What they had Canelo number one? What you know? What about when they had Mayweather? What about when they had who's another non? I don't know who's another non-white Inuit, maybe Lomachenko. I don't know these guys.
Okay, but Benzo, that
Some
was before social media. Like you're talking about 2010, 13.
2012.
We're in 2024 where Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, you know what I mean?
That's
all
the
these
new media.
No, I'm saying that ESPN has had pound for pound guys at the top.
No,
not only
ESPN
Crip
is.
dudes. They've had
No,
other
but they're
people.
taking. No,
Benzo,
but they're taking
Benzo.
the narratives that we're talking about and putting it
exactly
like
It's a
basically
narrative.
at the fucking New York Times and fucking it. You know what I'm saying? Like on these major that everybody sees
on the platforms, on the major platforms. Why? Because they don't want to see a Mexican superstar. They want to see the American superstar. That's what it is, bro. And that's what bro. Come on. When you have Julio Cesar Chavez, when you have Manuel Marquez, fucking out of their own mouth, dog, on live TV saying that Crawford is better than Canelo. Come on, bro. That's bullshit, dog.
You're talking about Mexicans saying that Crawford is better than him?
Yes, putting him. Bro, aren't you listening?
That's a
narrative.
So now you're saying that Mexican dudes are pushing
but
Crip
this is the
narratives
thing,
too,
Benzo.
bro?
This is the thing. It's
No,
a
answer my
lie.
question, bro.
It's not true. It's
Answer my
not true,
question.
bro.
Answer my question. Are you saying that Hall of Fame boxer, retired Mexican fighters are pushing Crip narratives? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes. Why? Because ESPN is telling them to push it. They're paying them to push those narratives. That's what you don't want to admit.
Bro, you're making this whole thing about a conspiracy, bro.
It's not even a conspiracy, bro.
When De La
it's a
Hoya
fact.
was at the top of the sport, bro, when he was at the top of the sport, I remember that motherfucker on ESPN. I remember him on Fox Sport News. I remember him all over the place, plastered as like
he's American. He was
Boy.
pushed as the American.
He
bro.
was pushed way more than Mayweather was, and they were
exactly because he was American. Canelo is not American.
Dude, what
that's
are you
my
talking
point.
about? If there's anything that sells, is the name Canelo, his fights, his pay-per-views. This is about the money game, bro. This ain't about the black game. It ain't about the brown game. It's about the green game, bro.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about the narrative.
Oh, so now they don't push a narrative on a guy that sells? Dude, let me ask you a question. If they put an article that says, oh, Canelo Alvarez just announced his next opponent, who do you think's going to...
Okay, let me ask you something.
Canelo announcing or Crawford announcing?
Let me ask you something.
Announcing or Tank announcing? Dude, Canelo is the biggest name. They're pushing for viewership, and viewership is tied to popularity and pay-per-view
Let me ask you
success.
something, bro.
What are you talking about, bro?
Do they do this to Tom Brady, Leo Messi? Do they do that to these type of athletes?
What do you mean? Like promote them? Like, of course they do that to Ronaldo too. What are you talking about?
No, I mean, do they bash him? Do they bash Tom Brady? Do they bash Michael Jordan? No, they.
Oh, you're saying
do
they bash them?
No, well, Canelo's the king of the sport, right? He's the face of the sport, and yet you have all the media and what you're saying, all these channels, they just bash him mercilessly.
Well, look, I'm not gonna speak for everyone, but you know, Frank, that controversy sells, bro. You know that shit sells across the board. You know, whether it's bashing on Canelo or even talking shit about like us, anyone else, bro. That shit sells. I mean, there's just so many outlets, like you said, bro. There's so many news outlets. I mean, I think people have a bias. Now what Rambo is saying is that there's a conspiracy. Like there's this huge effort, you know, to try to sell this conspiracy on putting down the Mexican fighter and
but it's more about that they're promoting these Crip fighters. That's what it's about. And the only way to do that is bash. You know, they bash anyway. They bash Canelo. They bash anybody who's not a Crip fighter. That's what
they're like you said earlier. They're American fighters, like he said. Let me ask you a question. Who do you think they promote in the UK?
Well, yeah, UK guys.
Yeah, in Mexico, do you think they're over there talking about Tank Davis and Haney and Crawford? No, they're promoting Canelo. So here, they're gonna promote to their viewership. I mean, it's my opinion. American fighters internationally, it's an international sport. We all get that. But like when you get like the average viewership, like if you break it down, white people, black people, right, Asian Americans, and other types of something Americans, and they're into boxing, and they don't have like they have a close affiliation to the sport and their nationality. So you know, whether it's De La Hoya or Mayweather or you know, even a lot of Crips, they I don't know if you guys see how they speak of Virgil Ortiz. They speak favorable about him. They don't treat him like any other Mexican because he's not.
I disagree. No, they bashed him when it came to him and Boots Ennis.
Dude, I'm talking about YouTube and shit. I see a lot of these Crips are always giving him props. Oh yeah, you know, Virgil Ortiz, this and that. Like they don't. In other words, they don't talk shit about him the way they talk shit about Canelo. Is what I'm trying to say. You know
well, he's not going against one of their fighters.
I mean, everyone is going after the bag with Canelo. That's the thing. It's just it's a cycle. The fighters are going after the bag, and he gets to pick and choose because he's earned it, right? He's earned that right to pick and choose. So they want him to lose, right? They want one of their fighters. They want a Crip to beat him, and the best way to do that is to try to, you know, discredit him for how great he is, and it by any means necessary, which is why you get Crips supporting David Benavidez. Before Canelo and David Benavidez was in question, there was no fucking Crip channels or Crip people talking about Benavidez. They don't give a fuck about Benavidez, but if it helps improve the narrative that he's a duck, oh Benavidez, you know, they don't give a shit about no Benavidez, bro.
Well, then you're like supporting what we're saying. So I don't understand where your disagreement is.
No, I am supporting what you're saying. But what I'm saying is I don't think it's a conspiracy. It's like what he's saying, like it's this big conspiracy. I think it's just natural course of business. People support their nationality, their fighters. And they're going to do anything they can to talk shit about the... Look, the thing is that if Canelo wasn't the face of boxing, bro, if he wasn't at the top of the game, top pay-per-view generator, you know, with all these Hall of Fame accomplishments, all-time great level. If he wasn't like that, they wouldn't be talking as much shit about him. They still would, because don't they talk shit about Munguia? That he's a hype dog? That he
no, they don't. No, they don't, bro.
What are you talking about, bro? They talk shit about Munguia all the time. They're saying that his 40 record ain't shit. Where have you been, bro? What the fuck?
Well, I'll tell you, but also this point, Benzo, a lot of what you're missing is that, so you have these Crips, I get that. Yeah, they talk shit, they support. It's okay. Like I'm with you. Yes, we all support our own. Okay. But the reality is they don't support their own. And that's a big piece of the puzzle that you're not getting. I've had a couple beers, so forgive me. I hope y'all drinking. It's some, you know, but they don't support. We support the sport. And I think that's our biggest, you know, pet, you know, our biggest thing. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying that Crips, they don't support their own?
No, they don't support their fighters. Deontay Wilder sold like 70K. Regis Prograde, Devin Haney did 35K. It's like they want to get on and talk shit, and we're the ones that support the sport. And I think that's where our anger comes from.
Pay-per-view money is different than super chats, bro. Pay-per-views is different than super chats.
Dude, let me ask you a question. Just because like a Crip steals Nike from the mall doesn't mean that he doesn't flaunt and support the brand. It just means that he stole it. It's the same with I'm serious.
No, mom,
they support their boxers. It's just that they don't buy the fights, bro. They stream the fights. You know, you never hear of like, hey, we're gonna have a cookout. You know, you bring the chicken.
Okay.
You bring the juice.
Well,
I'm gonna steal the fight.
Instead of buying all those super chats, why don't they buy the pay-per-view? Because they're not helping the fighter. They're helping the narrative pushers.
Yeah, well, now you're getting into a morality issue, bro. You know, now if it's not in their morality to say, hey, you know what, diga no a la pirateria, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna support, you know, this Spence or Haney or whatever because I know that it hits their bottom line. Then that's their issue, bro. But I mean, you know, you're talking about morality, bro. But at the end of the day, they do support their own in that they root for them and they want them to win, but they don't support them financially because Other than Tank
But
Davis
that's
at
the point we're
200.
making, is that it is just hate then. Like, okay, if you were actually supporting your fighter and he was doing great numbers, then we could understand, that you don't like what Canelo's doing. But if you're not even supporting these guys like Boots Ennis, Terrence Crawford, Devin Haney, then why are you hating on this man that's actually, bringing all the eyes to the sport? That's what we're saying.
I mean, the thing is, check this out, bro. In the U.S., there's so many sports that all of these Crips support, because you see them at the football games. You're seeing them at the basketball games. Obviously, some you don't have to pay per view for those things, but there's it's scattered like through all of these different passions they have. For Mexicans, it's mainly soccer or football and boxing. Even though baseball is really developed in Mexico, they have a baseball team in every state. Some states even have 2 baseball teams.
Yeah.
But Mexicans, the boxing, dude, Mexican fanship goes back hundreds of years, bro, into boxing, bro. We're talking about like Mexicans. Have you ever been to Mexico and talked to those motherfuckers over there? Dude, they're always talking about boxing, even in the smallest towns. I'm talking about 25 years ago, I went to my mom's town in Guadalajara. We're talking about a 1-horse town, Central Plaza, not that many cars. They still take the cattle out through the main streets, to take them to graze in some of the areas right there. And these motherfuckers are talking about, I remember them talking about boxing with my grandfather, bro, when I was like 6-7 years old. He had like a little corner liquor store. And dude, they would come in and they would be talking about boxing.
Bro, don't make up stories, dog, por favor.
Look, my mom's from this place called Tlajomulco, Zúñiga de Jalisco. It's in the same municipio as the airport of Guadalajara. If you look it up. That's where she's from. And they will be talking about boxing. In remote places of these third world countries, they talk about boxing. In the U.S., bro, boxing isn't even fucking top. Look, and let me give you an example, bro. In 2002, 2003, 4, and 5, I used to be into boxing a lot more than now. And back then, even through 2010, I used to go to Yahoo to get my boxing news, because they didn't have all this social media. They didn't have all these different websites. I would go to Yahoo and you click on sports, and there was a drop-down menu. And it was like basketball, baseball, football, boxing, tennis, etc., etc., etc. There's like 12, and then there's an other, and then there's more sports. Boxing used to be like number 4 or 5 in the drop-down menu. Look where it's at now, bro. They slowly dropped that shit below golf, tennis, NASCAR, fucking UFC. Like, it's just lost its popularity in this country, bro. So these motherfuckers aren't supporting the sport. You see what I'm saying? But Mexican fans, bro, Mexican fans are loyalists, bro. These motherfuckers, they come to this country, and in this country, they're fighting, to make a living for their families. They're trying to get ahead. They're dealing with adversity and racism.
Hey, Frank, I gotta hop off, right? Bro. I'm gonna charge my phone.
Well, hold on.
Okay, no worries, man.
Yeah, brother. And they get here, and on Saturday, they got the day off, and they're, oh shit, let's go watch the fight. Let's have a little barbecue, little carne asada. Right? They do that, and they pay for the fight because, there's a Mexican guy that's fighting for the championship. It gives them a sense of pride, bro. So they pay for these fights, bro. These Crips at the cookouts ain't doing that shit, bro. The fuck you talking about? Sorry for going on, Frank.
Yeah, no, it's all good. You can say what you want, but yeah, that's the point. You're basically making our point. What we're saying is that, because I get, you follow boxing, you're on Twitter. Are you on Twitter?
No, I'm not on Twitter.
Well, you should get on Twitter. You'd be a better troll there. There's some famous accounts there you can troll. But on YouTube, how long have you been on like YouTube following boxing?
On YouTube, like November of last year.
Well, what made you follow boxing on YouTube?
I was just browsing one day and I saw a couple of channels and they were talking about boxing. And then I didn't even know there was, to be honest, I wasn't really into YouTube or none of that shit. Like, I would watch videos, but I would never watch lives. You know what I'm saying? I would never watch lives. And, I would watch videos about boxing, highlights and replays and some of the commentaries that they put out there. But then when I started noticing the lives, that's when I, started participating more. But before that, I wasn't into this shit. I tell people that I came from Reddit and 4chan and shit, and people eat it up, bro. But come on, Rob. Fucking, I wasn't into none of that shit, bro.
Well, what made you get into it then?
Nothing. I think it's just funny. It's entertaining, these conversations, because at the end of the day, unless you have a guy that wins convincingly, there's always debate. There's always, argument, disagreement when it comes to boxing. And
well, see, but that's what, yeah. Well, what are you interested? Are you interested in the fights, the conversations? Like, are you even interested in boxing? Or you like the conversation?
Yeah, I'm into boxing, but I'm not like, I've never said I'm a hardcore fan. I'm kind of like, if a hardcore fan is a 10 and a casual is like a 5, 10 out of 10, 5 out of 10, I'm like a 6.5 or a 7. I've been more hardcore in the past, where it's like I would watch it every Saturday and talk about it with my friends, my family members, shit like that. But to say that I was watching all the fights, it's untrue. Like, I would watch the big fights, like the big Saturday fights.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's been periods where I was a hardcore, then I got turned off by the sport, then I came back, you know what I mean? And then now I'm a hardcore again, which sounds kind of sus, but you know what I mean? It's a toxic sport, right? Would you agree? Like, it's a toxic sport. Like, it just, have you encountered this in any other sport?
No, bro. I mean, unless you talk about the only other sport that I've encountered this in is when they have the World Cup, and then there's people beefing in soccer, like, Mexico versus Guatemala, or Spain versus whatever, Portugal, like, that's when I've noticed in those sports that there's a lot of like beef and animosity and shit like that. Also, like, I'm not into soccer that much. I'm not gonna lie here. J-Rocks is a soccer dude,
I'm not either. To
be
honest,
no, like, I don't follow soccer. Like, I'll watch the World Cup, but like the European leagues, I know that they have a lot of, like, especially like in England, like within England, the league, the English league. If you're in one town, it's like freaking, Dodgers, Giants, or fucking 49ers, Raiders, like those types of like rivalries. But not any other sport other than that.
I mean, those are team sports. You know what I mean? So to
college football is another one.
That's very well, not tribal, but yeah, it's very personal.
Golf isn't like that. Tennis isn't like that.
Well, no, I'd say golf changed with Tiger Woods. Like, he blew the sport up because he was nobody's seen an African American do it.
Well, yeah, I know, but it's not like a rivalry. Like, if you're like a fan of the whatever Roy guy, I don't even know his name, the young dude, or the big fat old dude that smokes and drinks beer all the time, that doesn't mean that you're automatically like talking shit about Tiger Woods all the time. Like, I've never seen that animosity there.
Yeah, no, I'm just asking because you said you're not a hardcore, because we're hardcore, So I'm just trying to figure out, like, which side are you on? Like, it's hard because, like, as you could tell, we're on me, like Rambo, whoever else, J-Rocks, we're kind of like on the same side. If you haven't noticed that.
Yeah, so check this out. When I'm talking to Rambo and some of these guys, I just fuck around with them and bash on Canelo. But like, if I'm like if there's a Crip and they're talking shit about Canelo, or you know what I'm saying, like, I'll support Canelo and talk shit about the Crips. You know what I'm saying? Like, J-Rocks knows that half the time whenever I'm bashing on Canelo, I'm just fucking around just to get trolling. It makes interesting conversation, bro. Because
I'm okay with it. It's YouTube.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but that's okay. So let me ask you this then: haven't you noticed though? You can only do that at places like mine or some other places. You can't do that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because
that's what we're talking about, bro. Like, that's what we're trying to pinpoint.
The Crip moderators, they won't even let you get a sentence in. They'll just block you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're talking about, bro. We're trying to show like that difference.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah, no, when it comes to that, 100%. Because like, I've taken J-Rocks' channel live, like, probably 5 or 7 times in the last month. And we don't really get a lot of Crips on the chat, but there's definitely people that are like not Mexican, like Puerto Ricans and Central Americans, like TBS and LT, and they'll talk shit, but like no one gets blocked. Like it's they'll talk shit about me or they'll talk shit about J-Rocks,
right?
But I won't block anyone, and I think you do. I mean, the times that I've only been here twice, but you don't block anyone. I know Black and Brown doesn't block anyone. I was never around for that CCD group, but yeah, all the black channels. I'll tell you this much: there's only one black channel that I go to. That I J-Rocks and I both go to the same one, and it's a small channel. Like the guy has 10 to 15 people on the chat at once at most. And he's a Canelo hater, and he's a tank dick rider, but at least he kind of keeps it 100%. When it comes to some of the things he says, and I just go there to fuck around with him because he knows J-Rocks and I are Canelo fans. And we'll just fuck around with him, but he's the only one that won't block me. Like but out of the also like the rebuttal, the faggot upper echelon, fucking coach nerd, cunt, what's his name? No, manager
Malachi.
Faggot.
Yeah,
Malachi. I don't really go to his channel or that other dude.
Well, you mentioned his name.
Yeah, I've listened to some of his shit, here and there, but I mean I don't even troll that channel at all. Like. It's mainly the Drew Titan guy, the BFTV.
No, he's LDDC.
The red blue, whatever his name is, blood blue sports. That fucking motherfucking.
Oh no, all those guys are Crips.
Crip channels. Yeah, I like all those channels. Like, dude, I'm blocked on all those channels.
And man, I know you say Crip now, but I have to give. You know who started that shit? Was what Rep It. I don't know if you ever caught him. But I took that from him, and now it's just caught on. Like everybody says that shit. But I try to tell them it's not a black or white thing. Like there's like Asian Crips. It's just we talk about how they move. You know what I mean? Like how they duck each other and shit. Like that's what we do here, man. We talk about like how Boots Ennis and Jerron Ennis. Crawford and these black guys don't fight each other.
Well, why do you think a channel like Mad Fags Sports Tavern? Why do you think that channel thrives? It's not because that guy has
it thrives. It don't thrive. It's been the same stagnant position.
Yeah, no, in relatively speaking, I'm not saying
yeah. Everybody knows it. It's like everybody knows.
The reason that it's still around is because white and white European and white Canadian and Central American motherfuckers. Indians and some simp black dudes that aren't accepted in the LGBTC, they all need a place to congregate. You see what I'm saying? So they go there. If you're pretty much the reject, all white people, the majority of white people go there. Right. That are rejects. The ones that can't support a channel that's led by a Mexican. And I'll give you an example. A lot of those motherfuckers from the tavern, they'll go to rap stars. Not knowing that he's like a Punjabi Middle Eastern, dude, that sounds English. But they'll go there because of the appearance that he's not black or Mexican. They'll hardly go to Black and Brown. They didn't go to CCD. I don't see them going on any of the other like channels. They just go between the tavern and there. And, that's pretty much, in a sport where a lot of it has to do with like nationality and pride, like you were saying earlier.
Black Mexican, right?
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Like the worst boxing fans out of like Mexican, let's just say Mexican, Latinos, blacks, whites, and Asian is whites in America, because whites in America don't support whites in the UK. Right, because there's that whole they're European, and there isn't any talent in boxing. So I mean, think about it. Imagine if you were Mexican. I don't know if you're Mexican 100% or whatever you are, but let's just say you're Mexican, right? You're Mexican, and let's just say that you're in you're supporting tennis, right? Or maybe let's just say the UFC before they started getting Mexican guys in there that were good, right? Winning anything that's meaningful, right, as a championship. How would you feel? Like, damn, like it's like, everyone has this pride for their, I'm gonna root for the If you're Filipino, you're not into boxing unless Manny Pacquiao explodes. And when he does, all the Filipinos are into boxing, right? They're all supporting Pacquiao. They're not supporting De La Hoya. They're not supporting Mayweather. They're supporting their dude, bro. But if you're white, you're an American white or a Canadian white, dude, who the fuck do you support? You don't have there isn't. I mean, Caleb Plant. What's that other dude that used to fight at the super welterweight or like light heavyweight? What's his name?
Arturo Gatti. Oh, Pavlik. Yeah, he was a real.
Who else do you support, bro? Like what? Michael Katsidis? That guy wasn't that.
He was European,
or Australian or whatever. What's that other dude that fought in New York? Hearn, or I mean, whatever what's that guy?
Ali Malignaggi. I mean,
even that guy's not a white American. That guy's like some fucking weird.
He's Italian. Oh, he's Italian. He's Italian. Italian.
Yeah, but most real Aryan brothers, they don't. They
no,
think of Italians as a bunch of.
They all went to UFC. That's where they went.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. They all go to UFC because in boxing they're left out to dry, and the ones that stay. What is their narrative, bro? I mean, like that McSmith faggot at the tavern, who is he supporting? I know that he hates on Mexicans, and he's definitely a racist. He doesn't like blacks.
He used to be at Rap Star. Like, he was there, and then I guess he found a home.
I'm telling you, look, Matt Fag himself, he's like a big... He says that he likes Marvin Hagler. He's a good user, man. Marvin Hagler was one of the best fighters.
Yeah.
Man. So, yeah. But at the end of the day, when it comes to anyone else other than that one all-time great level type of dudes, he's like, I'm going to support the Irish guy because I have Irish blood in me. But, dude, they don't have anyone to root for. So, like, if you don't have anyone to root for, you're left with everyone to hate on.
Yeah, that's kind of it. But see, Benzo, what I don't want you to get twisted, and I think you do. I don't know if you're trolling or not. I think you think like me or other people, we just go for Mexican boxing, right? I think you think that. But what I want to say
I don't know. I really haven't talked to you about boxing outside of Canelo and I think Crawford, and we had a little bit of conversation about Mayweather, but I'm not making that assumption about you. But there is a lot of people, like for instance, what's his name? This motherfucker Rambo. That Earl Stevens guy, mainly the CCD dudes, with the exception of Budo, because he's a black cuck. You can catch that guy on every black channel getting mangled on the panel by black men. Oh yeah.
I ain't gonna. Hey, you speak your piece.
Yeah, that guy's a cuck for sure. And I don't even know if the CCD dudes like him or not, but I know that he's not in the Discord. And I whenever I see him, he's always like late at night talking to some black guy on the panel. And don't get me wrong, bro. Like I'll go to some. The only panels that I'll go on that are black is some guy named the Boxing Scholar and that Rebuttal Entertainment guy. That's a really small account. Those are the only two.
I've seen them.
The reason that I'll go on the Boxing Scholar is because they know that I support Canelo. And but I also have I like Crawford. I think he's a talented boxer. I'm not a big fan of
I heard you say that. I don't have a problem with that. But I just want you to understand that, because when I spoke to you, I think you think that we're just like dug in our heels with the Mexican boxing thing. I'm gonna just speak for myself, but I think
who are your top 5 fighters right now out there?
Well, like I said, Canelo, Inoue, Navarrete, probably Beterbiev, Virgil. Like I want excitement. I want to see guys fight, and so that's what I'm trying to get across.
How do you not put Crawford up there?
Because he doesn't fight. I'm being 100%. No, listen. That's why I said I think you have it misconstrued, at least with me or people that come here or listen. And the reason why they're listening is because it's not even so much a Mexican thing. I think we're talking about a stylistic thing. And that's why Mexican boxing is number one.
So what do you think about Spence? What do you think about Spence?
I like Spence. I used to
because
like
he
him. I
has
thought
more
was
of a
good
Mexican
fighter.
style, right? I
He
mean,
does. He's more of a I mean, he couldn't knock out Mikey Garcia, but
yeah, but that's just you're talking about accomplishments. I'm talking about his style. Like that guy's a come
his
forward
style,
guy.
yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
see, that's what I'm trying to get. Like, I'm a boxing fan. Like, don't get it twisted. And I think you think maybe it's just I'm sitting here promoting Mexican boxing because I'm just Mexican. It's not that. I think it's just more like the style, the way we approach the sport.
Here, let me ask you a question.
History.
Who do you like more, De La Hoya or Fernando Vargas' boxing style?
I was a Fernando Vargas fan.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Some of y'all hate it because he was like
Yeah.
he came across as like he wanted to fight, and he did. I thought he was gonna beat Tito Trinidad,
Dude, I mean,
And
a
he
lot of
fought
people
to
sleep
hell.
on that guy, bro. That guy was 22, 3 years old when he fought like the best guys
He
in
was
the
the
world.
youngest. He was the youngest 154 pound champion.
Yeah. But dude, fighting De La Hoya, Trinidad, and what's that other crip that he beat? I don't remember.
He beat Ike Corte.
Ike Corte,
and Winky Wright, who they consider a legend.
Dude, this guy's they sleep on him, but I can see why you like his style. Like for me,
Yeah.
I used to say, and sometimes I'll say like, my favorite kind of boxing style is like Marquez. I like Morales,
Counter puncher.
but I also like Barrera's style, kind of the aggressor, but also can counter punch. Smart guy, a lot of movement, come forward, but can also fight defensively and when needed, shoot from the back foot. I like that style. I like him how he's well rounded.
Yeah.
But do I say that sometimes? But I'll tell you this much. I also like Tito Trinidad's style.
I was a fan of Tito. Yeah,
well-rounded guy.
Tito Trinidad
fought height. He really took advantage of his height. I like his posture. Hiding his jaw in between his shoulders. Having good defense. I like a guy with a strong jab, a fast jab that can counter punch. But that doesn't mean that I don't like motherfuckers that go in there and brawl. Like, I mean, remember when
you had to love Gotti, Ward.
Did
you ever see a fight Castillo Corrales?
Rafael Marquez and that other dude? Remember they had those three
Oh,
fights?
Israel Vasquez.
Those motherfuckers were going at it.
Yeah,
even
that's what I'm trying to get across to you, bro. I think
Yeah,
come in with the mindset we're just bashing these black dudes, or we're just trying to prop up Mexican. Nah, I love boxing, and I.
But you gotta admit though, it is nice to see I'm not gonna say a back foot bitch, but like, it is nice to see the matchups, like the styles make fights. Like for instance, who doesn't want to see someone that has, that type of grip, counter puncher, a little bit on the back foot, matchup with someone that's a come forward aggressor.
But see, how we feel? We feel they don't got heart. Because I'll give you an example, like Pernell Whitaker, they hail him, but you watch the way he fought Chavez. Yeah, it looked like he made Chavez look bad, but we don't want to see that. We want to see fights, like exchange with that motherfucker. We don't want to see that shit, bro.
And that's why I like Crawford, because I mean, for what it's worth, like when he's gone in there, like he's not a Shakur, he's not a Mayweather, he's not like this guy that fought this weekend. This dude that was just fucking the black dude. He's got more. He's a little bit more well rounded. He'll slug it out and shit like that. I like to see his style against someone that like Virgil Ortiz Crawford. Fuck, if that fight were to happen next year, we think Virgil
is gonna kick his ass. But Virgil has a lot of work to do.
No, but like later this year, let him get acclimated at 154. Maybe give him two or three more fights. That would be a good stylistic matchup, because you have someone that comes forward that can fight, and another guy that's not running from a fight. You know what I'm saying? So that makes it a good fight. Now let me tell you this though, I might get hate on this, but. Bro, there's something about when you get two Mexican dudes that they just put their head down and they're just punching at each other's body, bro. It's just like the same shit, like just boom, 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 headshot, boom, boom, boom. To me, like that's not that appealing, but I would rather watch that than like a Shakur Faya Santos guy, of course. You know what I'm saying? But to me, that, even though, you know, people say, oh, I like that come forward, you know, body punch, you know, aggressor, Mexican style, you know, obviously they call him flat-footed, whatever, you know, they like that. But when you get two of those guys that's in the center of the ring, just kind of just go at it for a bunch of rounds, and they're not really, you know what I'm saying? Like, those aren't as entertaining as fights, dude. Like, you know, fucking Pacquiao Marquez, bro. Those guys were, those fucking fights had you at the edge of your seat, bro.
No, I hear what you're saying, but I think you're talking about the talent level. Yeah, you watch a Telefutura card, you watch an undercard of a Golden Boy fight, and it's just two guys slugging. You see the talent level.
Yeah.
When you watch a guy like Virgil Ortiz, you're not thinking flat-footed Mexican. You're like, he has real boxing talent. Like, they say the same thing about David Benavidez. If he goes against a Crip, like when we're seeing against Dudu, what was the saying? That's what I'm trying to get across to you, is that, like, you really think we're dug in our heels, but we're saying no. We're just trying to break it down to you. Like, I think you're skeptical of where we're coming from, but we're trying to break it down to you, like what they say and how they perceive us. And so we just try to destroy that narrative. Like, David has a ton of boxing skill, but they're gonna tell you when he faces Crip, oh, he's a flat-footed Mexican. All you have to do is outbox him. But I will give you your point. Did you see Rashidi Ellis versus Roman Villa? He's not Mexican, but we'll adopt him.
Chocolatito?
No, Roman Villa versus Rashidi Ellis.
Okay. No, I didn't see
the guy that Boots Ennis fought. He fought
when was that fight?
It was like last year on an undercard, Roman Villa.
No, I have to watch it, bro. Like,
Rashidi Ellis, yeah, he's like a back foot bitch.
I caught like 30% of the fights last year. Well, no, starting November, I think I did see a lot of them. But before November, I only watched like the main events on like 30% of the fights. That's it, bro. I saw the Canelos and shit like that.
That's all good, man. I mean, yeah, you can't watch them all, but yeah, man, it just has to do with like styles, what we like, and mostly how these guys move. And I think that's another part you're missing. No, let me just tell you, you don't. And I'll let you cook. I need you to cook for like a minute. Can you do that for me?
Yeah, J-Rox is still in the chat. I'll cook his ass a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So like I said, I'm just trying to like get across to you where we're coming from, because I see what you say, and I'm okay with it. Like, you're welcome. You can say whatever you want. Anybody, like, subscribe, comment. But I'm saying it's also how they move, not how they fight. Like the back foot bitching. Like, Crawford's an exception, but he still might do it. But also that they don't fight each other. You know, you got all these guys: Tank, Haney, Shakur, Boots Ennis. You see the thumbnail. They don't fight each other. Like, what do you feel about that?
Well, I get into this argument all the time, especially when it comes to Tank, and I tell that the Crip, I tell him, I was like, hey, let me if you look at Tio, Lomachenko, Haney, Shakur, Matias, Cambosas, all names that this motherfucker has managed to avoid in the last 5 years, and they still think that he's one of the best pound for pounds. They still think he's the face of boxing. I agree 100%, bro. A lot of these Crips don't fight each other, but I think the reason is because it's not because I think it's more because they all inherited like a fucking Mayweather thing, bro. Like, they all want to be undefeated. They all want to be the A side. They all want to make more money. They want to make the decisions. They don't want to lose their O. And they want to come across as the dominant ones in the negotiating. You know what I'm saying? And that shit comes from Mayweather, that prima donna type of shit, where these Crips don't want to fight each other. You know, because if it was a matter of necessity, these motherfuckers would be fighting each other. I mean, I don't know if you ever listened to the interviews with the Charlos, with Jermel or Jermel, both of them. Like, you know, when they interview them, dude, they're like these like fucking prima donnas. Like, oh, well, you know, the fight has to make sense. Yeah, like, it's kind of like they feel like, oh, when they were undefeated, you know, like if the world owed something to them, and they really, outside of fighting Canelo, which is everybody wants to fight Canelo, you know, those motherfuckers weren't fighting each other. You know, the
Okay,
154
Benzo.
division.
And what you just said, and when you first came in, you came in hot, and you said, "Oh, you guys like these Mexican fighters, and how really talented are they?" And I'm gonna give you examples. Navarrete, 3 divisions, he go fights anybody. Bernardo Lopez, a champion, he goes over to the UK and kicks the UK dude ass. And we got that's our fighters, right? And then you got these bitch ass crits like Shakira. Oh, I won't go overseas. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what we're doing here, bro. We're showing you how they move. And then, look, you can say whatever you want, and you come in with that take, but it's like, bro, we're trying to tell you that it's not like that. That our fighters are built different.
Well, yeah, that is true. That is true, but you know, it's because of all the promotions too. You see what I'm saying? Like they don't want to give in. I mean, people don't give Tio and Ryan Garcia enough credit. Like, I mean, if you look at the 130 to 140 division, I mean, you know, Tio made the fight with Tank, even though I didn't think it was a good decision for him. I don't think he was ready. I think he needed to get in there with
Ryan made
better opposition. Right. You know, I thought he needed more in there. He needed to change trainers. He needed to, you know, develop more in the ring. And he's like behind the 8 ball when it comes to like, you can see it, bro. Like you just the eye test. You see him in there. Ryan Garcia, yeah, you see him in there, bro. And he doesn't know what the fuck is happening in the ring, bro.
Okay,
he doesn't know what's happening.
The peak game. In this, I know a lot of the chat. I think Rambo don't like him. Nobody likes Ryan, right? And we're Americans, and they don't like Ryan. The peak game. These kids, they need Ryan. Why? Because he sells. They can't sell on their own. I mean, what do you think about that? Like, doesn't that prove a lot of our points?
No, that makes a lot of sense.
And let me just say this. And if you think about it, Ryan is fighting 2 top pound for pound guys. He's fighting Tank Davis. Well, not my pound for pound, but you know, the Prince media. They have Stank and Debbie Haney on their pound for pound list, and Ryan's going through them. Why? Because they need him. He don't need him. But go ahead, man.
I mean, Ryan Garcia would sell with Rolly Romero, bro. He'll sell with Rolly Romero. He'll sell with Haney. He'll sell with Tank. I don't know how much the Tio Ryan fight would do, but you know, he's a common denominator because of the fact that, you know, people like seeing. There's something about seeing the dark skin, the dark Crip skin versus seriously. There's something psychological. Like even they've done studies on people's reactions to, you know, when they have the boxing card picture, you know, when they have the gloves up and they're just, you know, like the pictures that promote the fights, you know, Ryan versus seriously. Psychologically, there's something that's intriguing about seeing the white dude or the light-skinned Mexican, you know, or the other ethnic group against the black man, you know, or whatever. I mean, you know, or maybe the Mexican versus the European guy. Like, there's something about the difference in the complexion and in the face that just that's more appealing. Like, let me ask you something. How much did the Crawford Spence sell? And that was a fight that they brewed for like 4 years.
I mean, they said
4
between 600 and 700. I don't know. I believe it was probably less 400,000.
All I know is, I don't know how much it sold, but all I know is that a lot of people say that shit didn't do well. I mean, if Haney were to fight Tank, it would be a big fight for the Crips on YouTube. But for the general casual public, and you gotta understand, bro. Yeah, you understand that, but I'm saying like the general people, they gotta understand that when it comes to YouTube, you see all these scripts, all these channels like, oh yeah, Tank, LDPC or nothing other, well, you know, Haney, all this shit. That's a very small minority of the population of people that's out there that will choose to or not to buy the fight, bro. That will choose to or not to support the fighter. The general population of Crips, when it's like 2 Crips fighting each other, it's just, you know, it's just another Sunday to them, bro. They just open the door and they see these motherfuckers, Bloods and Crips, fighting each other. But when it comes to like, oh shit, you know, Crawford versus that Mexican, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, or the black dude versus the white guy, you know, that is more appealing to them. I don't think Mexicans are like that. I think Mexican fans or Hispanic fans, they had just a great time watching De La Hoya fight Chavez and Canelo fight Chavez Jr. as they would with them fighting any other type of crib. In my opinion, I don't think we're like, oh shit, let's beat as many black people.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have that mentality, bro. We don't have that type of like, oh, we're superior. Mexican people are very humble, and when it comes to boxing, they're Mexicans. I'm not talking about like the offsprings or the first generation Americans. Mexican people, they're hardcore fans when it comes to their boxing, but they don't like think that they're superior. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll see Canelo beat Crawford. Charlo, and they'll be like, oh no, sí le ganó bien, el otro corrió. But they won't try to degrade his performance to his core as a human being. Whereas Crips, dude, what do you think would happen if Crawford were to beat Canelo, bro? It's not gonna happen, right? I mean, you guys agree it's not gonna happen. But let's just say if Crawford, or let's just say Jermall Charlo, let's just say he fights him in May, and Canelo walks into the wrong punch. Some Pacquiao Marquez shit. It can happen to anyone. He walks into the wrong punch. Yeah, he has a strong jaw or whatever, chin, but it's just the right punch, the wrong move by Canelo, and fucking all the forces meet there, and he gets knocked out, bro. He gets knocked out. What do you think the Crips would say, bro, if he were to knock out Canelo Alvarez, bro? Bro, you wouldn't hear the end of that shit, bro.
Nah.
It would be like, oh yeah, fucking bean counters, fucking weak ass Mexican, he got knocked the fuck out. Yeah, nigga, 5-0, nigga, deuce, nigga, like that's how they would react. Versus if Canelo would have knocked the fuck out of Charlo, we would be like, he fucked him up. But to us, if Charlo would have come forward and fight him, to Mexicans and Latinos, bro, we assign value to that. We would be like, hey, props to the Crip for fucking going out on his shield. We would give him points for that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We wouldn't bash him and talk shit about him, but when Andre quits in his corner, we don't respect that. But black people don't respect that even more, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand, bro. It's just a double standard.
Welcome, Furioso. When you want, man.
How we doing?
Finally, we meet again.
I'm looking for a dirty fucking Cuban. You've seen him around.
Dirty and golden brick lane.
Dirty Cuban.
Yeah,
I've just got an opinion on that. Why blacks don't fight each other. One of them is obviously because if they don't fight each other and they fight, say, a Mexican, a white guy, for instance, it's a way of getting one over them. Because in society, politically, they struggle to get one over them. They can only get one over them in sport, to be honest. Basketball, running, high jump, and shit like that. But I also put it down to basically a black cultural icon that blacks listen to a lot. So I'll ask you, who do you think is the biggest, before I tell you who he is, who do you think it is the biggest black cultural icon of the last 30 years?
Someone that's alive right now that has a platform, or someone that... What do you mean?
I'll give you even a bigger clue. He's dead.
30 years?
30, 35, 40 years. He is the biggest black cultural icon. In Europe, all you see is white boys wearing his merchandise. Blacks only wear his merchandise with it. Basically, the dress code here in Europe for blacks. I'm in Portugal at the minute, where there's a lot of blacks, and all you see is them wearing Nike, and his merchandise, and the whites wearing it too. And these folks, they listen to someone like him.
Bob Marley?
He was the guy before. That's a good shout. before he died.
Don't say Tupac, bro, because no one's listening.
Correct. It's
What the
Tupac.
fuck?
Yeah, you had Bob Marley, didn't you? That the mulatto. He was a mulatto, wasn't he? He wasn't black. He was mulatto.
Well, because you said Europe, I figured it's probably someone that's not as Americentric as.
Yeah, but I said
more
he's
like
worldwide. No, he's worldwide.
Yeah,
He's an icon. Is worldwide. So you had obviously Bob Marley. Then you had he died, and then really the next black guy was Tupac. But then he sang that song where he said, "We got to start making changes."
Yeah,
didn't he?
Yeah, we
and what does he say in there? He said, "Brothers are fighting each other, but brothers are killing each other, aren't it? We aren't ready to see a black president because we're fighting each other." Yeah. So as dumb and as silly as that sounds. And I do put blacks in the dumb character, I put them down as dumb, I do. Maybe because they didn't have the chance for as much as the whites for education, etc., etc. That's a long rabbit hole. But they'll listen to a foe like this. Look at Deontay Wilder. I remember when he was like being interviewed in the ring or whatever prior to the fight. He had his Tupac socks on, and they look up to Tupac, someone like Tupac, as a Jesus Christ. In England, they had the Black History Month, and they had this big banner at the council in Nottingham, the city council, of all black, legends from way back when. So they had like your Jesse Jacksons, the Martin Luther Kings. Centrally, they had Muhammad Ali. Okay? And next to him, they had Tupac. So these foes, they live and die on every word Tupac says. So what he says is ghetto gospel. It's ghetto gospel. And he said it. It's just so coincidental that from a song like that, that's so legendary, everybody knows Changes. It's a classic song. It to me, it influences a generation. It influences the dumb, because let's face it, a lot of people, especially boxers, etc., narrative, they're not really all there, aren't they? I mean, they're doing boxing because they didn't go, supposedly, didn't go to university, so to speak.
Yeah. It's ghetto family.
So I mean, I put it down. It's just coincidental things like that. That song Changes. I'm not saying it's the be all and end that changed it all. And that white fighters necessarily are not fighting it through, but I mean, it's a small percentage, because someone like Tupac is Jesus Christ to the black man. He really is, and no one can tell me in, because the black man ain't he don't worship Jesus Christ anymore. You know what I mean? Because obviously, supposedly, he's seen the light. They go Muslim, they go this, go that. So who do they grab onto? Whose shoulder do they lean on? It's people like Tupac. Don't you think so? Bro? Salute. That the black. I mean, who does the black man have to look up to? He's got who? Michael Jordan, Tupac, LeBron James, Carl Lewis.
Well, yeah, a lot of these people have said that they find refugee or salvation in their local drug dealer, bro. They've said it themselves that I don't have a house, but my local drug dealer had a higher influence on me. They've said it. So.
But yeah. I'm telling you now, that line in that song Changes. Brothers, somebody says like brothers, or we got to stop fighting each other. We got to stop killing each other. Yeah, that shit there, mate. it's gospel to them. It's
So you
like
think
them going to the church and
You think
basically it's big enough and significant enough to change, a boxing narrative.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask you. So you think that's what is going on in boxing with these guys? They don't fight each other.
Yeah, and it's a way. Yeah, they'll only fight each other if they obviously really have to, and it's I don't know, Amanda or whatever. But until something like that, it's a way. It's a way of them of self empowerment of getting one over.
Let me direct this. Benzo, are you still there?
Yeah, what's up?
You said this was a conspiracy, though, right?
I said what?
Remember you said when Rambo was saying kind of the same thing, you said it was a conspiracy? Like what Furiosa's saying, is it a conspiracy?
I said that I don't agree 100% that it's a conspiracy theory, the way that Rambo was saying.
But what do you think? Like, isn't that what Furiosa's saying? You think it's a conspiracy? Like, what Furiosa's saying a conspiracy? Like these guys won't fight each other. But that's what I said.
I don't think black people don't. I don't think black boxers don't fight each other because they don't want to promulgate black on black crime, bro. I think they don't fight each other because they don't want. Because they have a Mayweather mentality where it's like they feel they're the next best thing. They feel that they want to be undefeated, that they're the A side. And there's all of this social media that like supports them in
but Mayweather's under that umbrella. He's under the umbrella of the last 35, 40 years.
Before Mayweather,
he is under that Tupac umbrella.
I mean, come on, bro. Before Mayweather, dude, we're talking like the 80s, the 70s, maybe the 90s. Dude, this is just. I'm not as knowledgeable as you guys when it comes to boxing.
Racial.
Look at.
Bro, I think a lot of these fighters, bro, they're self-aware ninjas, bro. They know that nobody wants to see crip on crip fighting, bro. Even Mayweather has said that if he fought his brother, bro, it wouldn't sell shit, bro. They couldn't sell a backyard barbecue, so they know. They know that nobody wants to see them.
In the heavyweights with Tyson, with Riddick Bowe, with Lennox Lewis, with even the Foremans of the world.
But you're talking about fights that are kind of like circus acts, bro. Like the heavyweight division isn't really a real division or reflection of people itself. It's just a fucking anomaly kind of shit. Because there's not. Because there's not. You look at the Arabs, bro. They're fucking throwing money out at the fucking heavyweights. They're paying Josh Parker $10 million to fucking fight Deontay Wilder, bro. It's just a thing that you see. Oh, two big ass motherfuckers fighting. Let me pay him some abnormal amount of money to fucking fight.
My point is, when you had Holyfield, Tyson, Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis, all these different Crips that were fighting in the 90s and late 80s and mid 90s, they were fighting each other. Even the Crips in the middleweight divisions were fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? This whole era of like, oh, I don't want to make the fight because I'm the A side, or oh, he sent me the contract, but it was only for 25%. No. I'm gonna petition for 30. Oh no, he moved up in weight. These guys that are doing it right now, they're just an embarrassment, bro. That's like some pussy ass shit. Like they're not fighting each other because, first of all, because for two reasons. One of them because they all want to keep their A status and unbeaten, and nobody wants to bend the knee. That's one. And the other reason is because they know that they can make more money fighting against Mexicans than other dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Visibility. There is more visibility, yes. And it stirs the pot.
And I think also, a lot of that too is aside from that, it's just clout. Like they look at Charcoal. Whenever he didn't get knocked out by Canelo, he was proud that he didn't get knocked out. He didn't even care that he got beat every fucking round. He just was happy that he didn't get knocked out. You know, so they don't care to invest in themselves. They don't care to invest in their stock. Look at Bud Crawford, bro. Bud Crawford is fucking 35 years old and he finally had the fight of his fucking lifetime because they know they're not fucking good, but they're just in the sport It's like you're just there to fake it till you make it, bro. That's what they're doing. They're not really that fucking great. They're not really that fucking. If Bud Crawford was that good, the way people make him seem, why the fuck did he have the best fight of his life at 35? Why wasn't he doing this shit at 21, 22, 23? What the fuck happened there?
And another thing is like, Bud Crawford supposedly is like, you know, by number one boxer in the world, isn't he? Is he not top pound for pound? I think he is top pound for pound. They put him up there.
He's been on that fucking list for.
But why doesn't he get the same heat that Canelo gets for supposedly ducking fights, fight this guy, fight that guy? In other words, why isn't he getting the same heat for not fighting Boots as Canelo is getting for not fighting Benavidez? You know, if he's pound for pound, if he's the guy, he's the best boxer in the world, he's the face of boxing, you know, by putting him up there, they're making him the face, number one, you know, the Americans are. Why is he not getting the same heat? Why isn't there this tidal wave against him? Is this because boxing sort of like American sort of dominant, central, and you guys sort of run shit in boxing, which you kind of do historically? And he gets no heat. He's got an absolutely awful resume. Absolutely awful resume. I think someone like Lomachenko, bar the losses, he's got a better resume than Crawford. Yeah? And yet Crawford gets absolutely no shit, no heat. I mean,
I don't think people were giving him heat because he was trying to fight a bigger Canelo, and to us, it was a money grab. But to the Crips, it was he was daring to be great. But now that he's not fighting Canelo,
no, but Canelo got heat for going up, got bullshit and heat for trying to go up or go fighting Bivol. He got heat for that. Oh no, he should be fight. They were saying he should have fought Benavidez way back then. Oh, what's he doing going up? This, that, and the other. All the crews are going. He should be fighting Benavidez. He should be fighting, you know, the guys in the 168, etc. But Crawford is allowed to do this. Yeah, and he's like getting encouraged. They're encouraging him.
What he's gonna do though, right? We don't know what he's gonna do. If he fights someone else at 147 and it's not Boots, he ducked him. But what about if he goes up to 154 to fight Tim Tszyu?
He's not, bro.
No, but hold on. I'm not saying he is, but if he were to go up to 154 to fight Tim Tszyu, is he ducking Boots by going up to fight a bigger unbeaten dude?
No, because that's what Canelo did, bro. Supposedly he ducked Andrade to fight a killer like Triple G.
Well, see, but that's what I'm saying. If he were to do that,
it will be a duck. It will be a duck, Benzo, because Boots has been calling out Crawford for well over a year. And he is that guy, you know. He is that guy. But once again, why don't they want to match two fucking black dudes together? You know, two Wakandas, which they are.
That would be a good fight. I would like.
Of course, it would be a good fight, and he's supposed to be the hot prospect or not prospect because he's already getting on a bit, but the hot guy in America, black guy wise. Boots is,
I still think
they say.
This guy is overrated, bro.
Yeah, but we don't know till Crawford, you know, proves that. We don't know. I think that sort of narrative is overrated. Is people that defend Crawford, and I think you tend to defend Crawford. Your 20% black that you got does defend Crawford.
I don't defend that guy.
Does defend Crawford a bit. You do defend him.
I thought it would have been great if, let's just say, Spence. You know, Spence, let's just say Spence was like, okay, I want to get in a fight before I fight Crawford, whatever. You know, it tends to happen or not. They kind of fight in and around each other for a year. If Spence would have said, hey, you know what? I want to fight Boots Ennis as a rebound fight. And if Spence then beats Boots Ennis, then that propels him to like, hey, maybe, you know, he looks really good. He was like, hey, let's see that Crawford too, run it back. But if Boots Ennis beats Spence, you know, who obviously lost against Crawford, and if he beats him convincingly, then it just says, okay, it builds up the momentum. That's how fights should be done, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's a third outlier that it's not just two guys. There's always a third guy, the guy that just lost against the number one, you know, the top rated one of the two. And it makes it for a good, interesting fight. It's like when Benavidez fought Caleb Plant. That's how. Why do you think people are like, oh, he can beat Canelo because he beat Plant? But people are saying, but wait a minute, he couldn't stop him, and Canelo did stop him. So that just, that makes the fight even more interesting. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly, and that's what David did whenever he fought Andrade. He pretty much fought a fighter that Canelo has never fought, which was good for him. It was good that David did that. The only thing with David is that he's just talking too much shit, bro. Like that's all. That's all he's done. The only thing that David has going for himself was the fact that he fought one opponent that Canelo hasn't fought. But aside from that, he hasn't done anything else. That's it.
Well, you know what, Abel Sanchez, he was telling Rap Star today. He was saying, why doesn't Benavidez, not right now, but like in the last 2 to 3 years, right? He's been trying to chase Canelo. Why hasn't he, instead of bitching and crying to Canelo to give him the fight, right? He said he should have been fighting the people that have been calling out Canelo, like the ones that Canelo hasn't fought, like the Charlo. He could have fought Plant before Canelo did. Andre.
He avoided Plant too, by the way.
But if he would have done that, if he would have beat those guys, is what Abel Sanchez was saying. Is like that's how. He said Pacquiao did it by fighting Cotto, by fighting Hatton, by fighting some of these guys to corral Mayweather into a corner. And said, hey, you know what? I already beat these guys that you beat, and I beat them better. This is a fight we need to make. But Benavidez hasn't done that, bro. He just barely fought Plant because Andre was a small guy.
The thing is that Benavidez fight now is definitely happening. They've basically given Canelo now a 6 month or so leeway to have a little, another Charlo fight, and then it's going to be a Mando. Suleiman said yesterday, didn't he? You guys read that, yeah?
Canelo doesn't want to lose.
So that's definitely going to happen,
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
And the thing is that people tend to forget, bro, that Canelo, my bad for this. Canelo was the one that came over to PBC, bro. He came over here to PBC to make the possibility of the fight more than likely to happen. It's not like David Benavidez went over to the zone and then Canelo left. Canelo came over here while David Benavidez stayed with PBC.
Yeah,
so I don't understand this whole fucking ducking narrative when Canelo pretty much put himself in a position to even make the fight possible.
He's in the same stable. Really good point. He's in the same stable, isn't he, with him?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not like he ran away. Correct. You're right. And
he came straight. He came straight for the bull, and that's it. If the fight doesn't happen, if anything, I blame Al Heyman because Al Heyman threw all his money at Canelo for what? To see fucking Canelo versus the Charcoal Brothers? Come on now. Al Heyman would have to be a horrible businessman if he doesn't make this fight happen.
I have a question for you guys. I was listening to the interview of Eddie Reynoso that they had on Fatal Sten or whatever it is. They interviewed him, and they were asking him about, obviously they're asking him about, hey, who's Canelo gonna fight next? He didn't say, and he said so Charlo, Germán, Benavidez, these are all names, not Munguia, right? These are names that he's gonna fight this year. And he was like, yeah, Canelo wants to fight 3 times, right? He said that Canelo wants to fight 3 times this year. He wants to fight in May, September, and December in Saudi Arabia, right? So they're, oh shit, Saudi Arabia, right? That's what Avery Reynoso said. But here's my question. They asked him about how are the negotiations, if everything's going smoothly, or, if it's going to be this week that he's going to make the announcements. And Eddie Reynoso made a comment. He said that they've been meeting with PBC, Al Heyman, the representatives, the attorneys and managers, right? And he said, but he said we're still, things are a little tricky because they're in the new platform. So there's a couple extra things that I know that they're dealing with, but we look to announce the fight. And that's where my question is. He made it seem like if one of the things that's happening right now behind the scenes has to do with how new PBC is to Amazon, because he said that they're on the new platform. If the platform Amazon had nothing to do with it, if it was 100% Showtime, that wouldn't even matter. I mean, whatever you're doing with your side piece doesn't matter. I don't view that different than what you're doing with your wife. My point, do you guys think that fight's gonna happen on Amazon, bro?
If Amazon, I feel like if Amazon was full in on the PBC, bro, there would have been a fight in January. They're fucking waiting to the end of of quarter 1 of the year to make a fucking fight?
No, yeah, but that has nothing to do with Canelo's schedule because he wouldn't have fought in January. So, but
The
the
only
thing
thing is, Benzo, Canelo signed a contract with Mexican TV, hasn't he? Whereby
that was
fights will be
that was
for
the
free.
national.
So
But that was
I don't know.
yeah, the national.
I don't know how many fights he signed for, but I
He
think
said a year.
He said for a year.
A year. So that means it's a tough one there because within a year, I think the Benavides fight will happen. Because
no, but my question is, when Eddie Reynoso said, "Oh yeah, we're meeting with PBC without him," but things are obviously shaping up, but we have to keep in mind that they're on the new platform. That's what I think it slipped because he said they're on the new platform. And my question is, up until December, everybody on the YTBC was saying that Canelo Showtime was gonna honor his last 2 fights with PBC, that they were doing one-off promotions, Showtime. But now Eddie Reynoso saying that that PBC, their new platform, me Amazon. So my question is, what the fuck is the deal with Canelo's 3 fights? Is it tied to Showtime, or are they probably saying, hey, you know what? PBC and Canelo were like, hey, because Showtime exited the business, right? They're no longer in the sport of boxing. I'm not an attorney, but you can probably make the argument and say, hey, you know what? We're gonna rescind on this contract, agree to change this because you guys are no longer in this sport, so you can no longer promote it. Your offering isn't the same. I'm gonna be on your platform for 2 more fights, all of 2024 in essence, right? But your platform, your network is no longer in the sport of boxing, so I'm losing. It's affecting me because now you're not the promotion you were. If that's the case, then I think, I don't know what you guys think. But
hey, Benzo, basically,
you're saying that Canelo. Go my bad.
I just think basically, I reckon what could happen is they might use Canelo to open the doors for Amazon.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, bro.
True. That kind of makes sense because what a guy have the biggest pay-per-view star to build the brand. Amazon
you
brand.
Guarantee Amazon 2 pay-per-views, bro.
And it's a big fight over there. It's going to sell about easily maybe 1 million. So what a way to open the new franchise, the new business, Amazon. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I think it could go that way.
But it could also be a lawsuit though because it wasn't written out to Canelo that way. It could go both ways. He could say, I don't want to fight on this platform that has never showed boxing before, and I'm losing money, or you're going to put me on this new platform, and I'm going to build this new platform, but I wasn't paid what I should have been paid.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like Canelo's deal, bro. You got to understand. I think one of the things that someone said it recently, but obviously no one knows Canelo's deal. But what they said is when Mayweather's deal with CBS, like 7 fights or whatever. A lot of that information came out in the open, right? Like the type of negotiating leverage that he had, a back out clause, opponent clause. Like he was calling all the shots. So if you think if Canelo has half of the negotiating leverage with PBC, dude, that motherfucker can easily say, hey, okay, it's not going to be Showtime. Well, let's renegotiate or reestablish terms. And PBC is not going to say no, bro. You see what I'm saying? They're not going to be like, oh shit, we don't want to exit doing business with Canelo, at least for the 2 fights. So there's a chance, I don't know, you heard it here first, bro. There's a chance that shit's going to be on Amazon, bro.
No, that's quite possible. It is quite possible. I mean, because
and Amazon's going to have to pay some back end money to Canelo.
They will have. That's it. They will have to, and that's what will lure Canelo in. And then Amazon have got money. I mean, they are, and they'll have to invest in Canelo in the fight because it's going to bring the viewership, isn't it?
Dude, they can even pay him in stocks, bro. You gotta understand. That's when you deal with Amazon, like when you deal with Twitch and Rumble and YouTube, not YouTube, but like some of these other ventures that are newer into like podcasting and different shit. the guys, the big name guys, those guys get stock options. They get like, that's part of their, they can pay him with Amazon stock. Like they can make it really interesting for him is what I'm saying. They can say, hey, look, you have what, 70 million left on your contract. We're going to do, 50 million, and we're going to give you 25, 30 million worth of Amazon stock options. That what I'm trying to say is Canelo's going to stay with PBC for the next 2 fights for sure. And when it comes to who he gets to choose and fight, I think he's gonna have even more leverage, make more money. The fact that they're now at Amazon on Amazon, because he's the one calling the shots. Think about it. How much do you think Amazon's gonna make in 2 of Canelo's fights this year? That's a lot of money, bro.
And especially when Canelo said he's fighting for another 5 years. 5
he can
years.
Literally make
could be 5
platform.
years on Amazon. His fights could end up on Amazon, and Amazon is worldwide. Canelo is worldwide. It's kind of a perfect match.
Why do you think the Crips, when it comes to the whole Canelo Amazon thing, dude, those guys were getting their jimmies in a bunch because they were saying, oh yeah, of course Amazon's super happy because they get Tank Davis. Fuck, Amazon don't give a fuck about no 200,000 pay-per-views.
That's a very realistic narrative because Canelo's done his the zone thing. Showtime ain't got money. No one's fucking got money. So Amazon is new, so they must have a budget to start shit up. So they'll probably chuck it at Canelo.
Not only that, I think Amazon, because they're in the streaming business, they'll probably give Canelo a reality show, bro.
Well, yeah. I mean,
that's what's gonna happen. I guarantee that shit. They're gonna give him his own fucking show, and the only way you can watch it is on Amazon, and that's it, bro.
That's a really
hey, if it happens, bro, you said it first.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point because, it's just kind of like the UFC shit, right? Like the UFC, they have a network show, right? The Ultimate Fighter. When HBO has, when Mayweather used to be on HBO or De La Hoya, or when they were on Showtime or Canelo, all of those what are they called, the pre-fight coverage, right? Like it's kind of like little mini series, right?
24/7.
Yeah, the 24/7. Yeah. Those are production. That's a production value thing. The thing is, check this out. The thing is though, Amazon is more of a broker in that world. Like they don't Amazon doesn't incur the cost of production, which is why someone was saying, well, who the fuck is gonna pay for the production? And I think Nostro Ellerby said, oh, they're giving us, or that other weasel who they said, oh no, of course they're gonna include a budget for production, right? Amazon doesn't have employees and cameras and announcers and shit like that for sports, so they're gonna give them a budget. So my question is, well, how is the quality of that PBC production going to be? Because then PBC is going to technically be in the business of broadcasting and producing something, when in essence, all they've done is, pay a venue and let Showtime do the rest, right? Like PBC doesn't really do shit. They just choose a venue, get the contract, and bring in Showtime, right? So now PBC, Al Heyman, and all these dudes, these Crips, they're going to be in charge of that with Amazon. So the reason I say all that to say is it wouldn't be the first time that they fumble the bag, like they say. You see what I'm saying? I can totally feel like here's a $3 million budget for this.
They will have to recruit the experience. They will have to recruit the experience. When the business shuts and another one opens, they will go and recruit the others. From the one that's shut down.
For Showtime, right?
But yeah, from Showtime, wherever it may be. But Amazon have been doing documentaries, fly on the wall documentaries with, say, soccer teams in Europe and all that have been quite successful. So they got the experience in doing all those build-up showcases and
they can always hire the same people that got fired from All Access Showtime.
Yeah,
that's just bring them all over to them.
That's how it happens. You see news channels, for instance. I'm in Portugal. I'm watching the news, and I'm seeing presenters and directors and all that from a TV news channel that's shut down. For instance, CNN Portugal's opened recently here. they went and recruited all the people from other fucking news channels and other corporations, for instance. That's what they do. They'll bring in the experience.
Good point. Well, fellas, shit, sorry you guys came in late, man. You guys got to come in earlier next time. I'm gonna wrap it up pretty soon, but just get your last statements in. Thank you, Furioso, J-Rocks, Benzo, Rambo, Garcia, Chillin' Distributor. Please like, subscribe. But you guys want to get your last shots in? I got to wrap it up, fellas. I'm at my last beer, that's why.
Oh yeah, for sure,
nah, bro. Talk to
like
this is
nah,
for
get your last
bro,
shit
Frank,
in.
bro, Frank.
What you want to say? Who's your guys' prediction for Canelo? Let's get that in. Who are we predicting, bro?
I think Canelo's gonna fight an undefeated American champion, bro, because they wanted an American undefeated champion, bro.
They saying Berlanga, they saying Spence. Like, it's crazy, bro. All the rumors.
I think Canelo's going to fight another black guy first because he was criticized for not
So
having enough black.
Is Charcoal?
Because he was criticized for not having enough. He was criticized for not having enough black on his record when he was fighting.
That's what they wanted.
Europeans. So now he needs to obviously put a bit of that black on his record, and then
So is it Charcoal? It's just going to be Charcoal.
Benavidez is the Mando. Don't forget this, lads. It's a Mando. It's going to happen. It has to happen.
Yeah,
Canelo needs a stain on his career, bro. He's gonna fight the Charcoal next, bro. He needs a stain on his career, bro.
Suleiman's basically said, have the Charlo fight, and then we making the Mando. It's simple as that.
So Furioso next is Charcoal. You got Charcoal. What does Benzo say?
I've got Canelo lynching Charcoal.
All right. Well, there we go. Yeah. I think we said. But thanks, guys. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it.
See you later, lads. See you later.
Yeah, hop in, man. You guys got to get in
Frank
earlier.
Bay. Thanks for letting
sure,
us on.
Sure, man.
Nice.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's your guys' show, man. Anytime I'm on, hop on. It's your guys' show. I appreciate everybody dropping by. Any last shots out? Benzo, I see you guys are still there. Is that it? Okay.
That's it, bro. Hit the like for Frank.
Thank you, bro.
And come to our channel, to my channel, J-Rocks and
Shout
Benzo.
Out, Jay. What's your channel? Give the chat the name.
It's a No Hesitation Boxing. Right now it's under J-Rocks 2100, but it's gonna be under No Hesitation Boxing at some point.
All right, man. Well, fuck with everybody. Fucking me. I fuck with y'all. And let's get the homies in here. Thank you, everybody, tuning in. It's been a good show, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, man, I got my last beer here. So let's get the homie dancing here.
When we do the buenos dias, dispensa la tira coming hot like a weed lot. Working out every day cause it's mandatory. Got your bitch putting money in my commissary. Like a hard 39 when we break off. All the homies follow suit when we take off.
I don't give a fuck if they call me a torta, a motherfucking bean and cheese taco, a number 5 supersized, the motherfucking fries. I'ma wear what I want. And look good too. Hello, big bitch. You see the frame. You see the frame. You see the.
Hey, look at this box right here. Hey, don't even look at him, dog. Who's on the seat?
This is my last fight on ESPN. Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. This is why this fight means everything to me. If they want the black fighters, they could keep them. I brought Bud Light to Top Rank. If they want the black fighters, they could keep them. Everything to me. If they want the black fighters, they could keep them. I brought Bud Light to Top Rank. If they want the black fighters, they could keep them. Everything to me. If they want the black fighters, they could keep them.
When we do the buenos dias, dispensa la tira coming hot like a weed lot. Working out every day cause it's mandatory. Got your bitch putting money in my commissary.
All right, we out, food. Thank you.
What are you talking about? Huh?
What you make of his comments, the Mexican thing? I didn't really understand it.
Yeah, like, well, I'm a flat-footed Mexican fighter. Look, if you're calling me a Mexican fighter, I find that as a compliment, you know? What are you talking about? Huh?
What you you make of his comments, the Mexican thing? I didn't really understand it.
Yeah, like, well, I'm a flat-footed Mexican fighter. Look, if you're calling me a Mexican fighter, I find that as a compliment, you know? What are you talking about, you know?
What did you make of his comments, the Mexican thing? I didn't really understand it.
Yeah, like, well, I'm a flat-footed Mexican fighter. Look, if you're calling me a Mexican fighter, I find that as a compliment, you know?